server for D&D that everyone's fucking character name is on there. It just makes me go like, oh yeah, that's your name, because I see your name Casey, and my brain's gonna say, oh hey Casey, but your character name is fucking Celia. So, okay, everyone's here. I'm ready to start. When you guys ready to start?
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Ready.
Isaac, you ready?
Oh yeah, I am. Sorry. Kept saying yep.
Skylar, you recording?
Yep.
All right. Once more, we open on the soundstage of Melody's Monster Mania. It's a sort of spooky, haunted house sort of setup. And Mercarla, the Mistress of Midnight, says, "Hello and welcome, dear friends, to another measure of our Offbeat Melody. The Melody Light Show is in town once again, filling the night sky with unidentified flying objects, and the residents of Melody with equal parts wonder and terror. One person has already been abducted by strange visitors from beyond, and our heroes are working to make sure no others fall victim to their machinations. But what do the aliens truly want, and how can our heroes, our very human heroes, fight against creatures with the power to cross the stars? Find out on tonight's Offbeat Melody." Alright, so, when last we left off, you guys were trying to set a trap for a flying saucer full of aliens.
Weren't we gonna go to the wax museum to get information? Like
that seems like a smart plan before you set the trap. Yeah,
exactly.
I'm not sure if that's what you guys were actually planning at the end of last session, but that seems like a smart way to go about it.
That was. Okay, if I recall, we were heading to go research what the Melody version of Flatwoods Monster was.
The Kaleidoscope Man. This one's it's a little more customized than Alto, Pogo, and Sasquatch.
Told us how to since they communicate via light, we need to figure out how to bridge the communication gap, considering they. Because killing one was
okay. So like other pre-established Melody cryptids, with the Kaleidoscope Men, when you're doing research, you can do a special investigative mystery where you can use your holds to discover like big encounters with them before. I hope you guys enjoy the differentiation of mechanics. I think it gives the new monsters and the old monsters a slightly different flavor and mixes things up a bit. And at the very least, it allows me the fun of writing a bunch of fake cryptozoology encounters.
Yes.
So, you can all roll investigative mystery checks in either Kaiko's personal library or the Wax Museum's library.
So Isaac does have a meeting with Dr. Mallory sometime.
Yep.
all right.
I got a 9.
Fittingly in character, given the circumstances, Kaiko got a 15.
Oh yeah, we'll roleplay that later. Okay, so Kaiko got a 15. So remember that a 10 or above, you get a hold of 2. On a 7 to 9, you get a hold of 1.
Which is a 6 plus 6 plus 3.
So right now,
Plus 3?
we have holds
Yeah,
of
she has
1,
a plus 3 smart.
3, 4, 5. We got a hold of 5 so far. And we've got 1 failure, which is fun.
But you get EXP for failure, Isaac.
And you get
I
to
was
hear
gonna get
failure
XP
facts.
either way because that was one of my marked ones.
Oh, wait. Yeah, what is the max stat? I forgot.
Okay, so
Kaiko is
That's
sharp
mine.
and weird.
That was my mark stat as well.
is that it for us? Is that all that we got for investigative mystery?
I believe so. I can roll.
Just survive us.
I can roll my weird stat, so I can just go oops and stumble over something. But I got a pretty good investigate, so I'm all right.
No, it's all right. There's 5 pieces of information that I've got. There's 6 pieces of information I got here, so I can give you 5. And there's 1 failure fact for Isaac, so I'm gonna give that first. Isaac, your failure fact. There are 2 failure facts actually, but you only got the 1. The Kaleidoscope Men were named as such thanks to a terrible B movie made about them in the mid-70s, Wrath of the Kaleidoscope Man. It bears little resemblance to any of the actual sightings, being more of a ripoff of the day the Earth stood still than anything else, with the Kaleidoscope Man being the stand-in for Gort. Notorious for its poor production values and direction in general, Melody nonetheless capitalized on it with the local wax museum making cheap rubber Kaleidoscope Men toys. For our 5 out of 6 points of Kaleidoscope Man lore. Our first Kaleidoscope Man lore fact. The first sighting occurred in September 12, 1962. The Melody Light Show was out of season, making this an unusual occurrence. While alien sightings occur in Melody all year round, they generally occur during light show season. So when you get not just one sighting, but multiple, it becomes kind of a big deal. 3 teenagers saw a UFO and decided to follow it. It eventually led them to a valley where, reportedly, they saw a strange humanoid figure with long arms and a glowing sphere for a head mulling about. The boys ran off to get a local farmer who confirmed the sighting just before the creature disappeared to the neighboring woods. Sighting 2. From then until October 13th, 1962, multiple sightings of the Kaleidoscope Men occurred, all fairly similar, with only the details of the aliens themselves changing. Some claimed the aliens' orb-like heads pulsed with light. Others claimed they were covered in psychedelic patterns. Some were convinced they were flesh and blood beings in cloth suits, while others believed they were more mechanical with shiny armor plates and piercing claws. Size varied. Some claimed the Kaleidoscope Men were human-sized, while the maximum estimate was 20 feet tall. All agreed they were taller than the average person, though. Event number 3. While few books record it as one of Melody's alien abductions, a local woman did disappear under strange circumstances on October 7th, 1962, only to be found on the 14th. Mysteriously, she was found 9 months pregnant, despite not being pregnant before the disappearance. The child was put into foster care. And that was during the initial Kaleidoscope Men sightings in 1962. Fourth factoid. May 5th, 1975. The first sighting of the Kaleidoscope Men since 1962, and the first to occur during the Melody Light Show season. A UFO watcher named Riley Ellen was in the mountains to watch the light show when a UFO peeled off and approached him. It didn't land, but produced a beam of light from which ascended the Kaleidoscope Man. The alien approached Riley, its head flashing various patterns in quick succession. When Riley did not respond, it flashed the patterns again, but at a slower speed. Eventually, Riley waved a hand in greeting, and the alien returned the gesture with one of its own. Sadly, this is where communication hit a brick wall, as neither could apparently think of a way to say anything more meaningful than a wave in a way the other could understand. After 10 more minutes of failed attempts, the Kaleidoscope Man returned to its craft, leaving Riley Ellen alone in the mountains. And your 5th out of 6 possible factoids, and the last one you get, June 6, 1986, another new sighting of the Kaleidoscope Man. A teenager walking in the woods after dark saw strange lights from within and went to investigate. There she saw a 10-foot-tall being crouched on the ground. There was a pungent, putrefying odor as a strange greenish fluid poured out from its side as well as in a crack in its orb-like head, which occasionally flickered with light like a dying television. Too scared to approach, the teenager ran off to find someone to help the creature, but when she returned with an adult, the alien was gone and the ground it stood on had been charred black.
Got a light bulb going out.
Well, Hal is going to read the one about the pregnant lady again and be going, this kid would be teenager by now, wouldn't she?
Oh,
The child was born in 1962.
she'd be in her like
and the year is 2024.
So she'd be way beyond
62.
teenagers.
60s.
52.
So maybe the aliens don't know how we age.
As you guys are researching, Simon Egbert enters the gift shop. He's like, "Oh, you guys are here. How about that Miranda Esper, huh? She looks damn good for a woman in her 60s."
Oh my god.
You don't think.
Oh, come on, you guys. Just because we're studying something and we're looking for a woman who would be in her 60s right now, and then a man walks into the room and just immediately talks about a woman in her 60s, that doesn't mean they're the same person. There's lots of women in their 60s.
Yeah.
None that look
What are you
that
talking
young.
about?
He does not look that young, and we're really freaked out about the lights in the sky.
Also, also never specified the gender of the child.
It's true. Who else is around her age?
No,
Gorian.
he
I think we
just
could
like
work
that.
up the
Yeah,
the
Oren
record.
Magoria is also like roughly in his 60s, but a bit of a silver fox, like the person he's based on, Jeff Goldblum.
So
Look, it's 2020. We can admit it. Jeff Goldblum's kind of hot and always has been.
I mean, yeah.
yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, have people seen The Fly too?
Or The Fly. I mean,
Or The
before
Fly?
he-
That's why
But
I fucked
before,
up.
before he gets Cronenberg, those scenes of him shirtless. I mean, I don't swing that way, but if I did, I'd
I knew multiple boys and girls who said his shirtless scene in Jurassic Park was enlightening for them growing
I
up.
mean, like if a mathematician could be described as a rock star, he'd look like Jeff Goldblum. It's just how it works.
So, what if one of them are the baby?
They grow up here in Melody.
I mean, we don't
They do
know
seem
for
like locals.
Kaiko,
Kaiko,
I'm gonna give you this one for free since your parents have been missing for years.
Uh-huh.
Melody's foster care system is weird.
Uh-huh.
Like normally people are fostered out of city. But occasionally, like there's a company, you don't remember the name of it because it happened, when you were young, that you were almost put in foster care. There is a local company that occasionally takes interest and like fosters children with their employees. Supposedly as a tax write-off charity. And they almost took you when you were young, but your sister stepped in because she was close enough to be of legal guardian age to, meet the requirements. She did the whole Nani from Lilo and Stitch thing.
Fuck yeah.
So it would, like, checking on a fostered kid would require you to either, like, go to some of the neighboring towns to check on their fostering system, or, internet sleuth it.
Yeah, it's almost like Kaiko has a flake trait that you could use in this situation.
I'm also going to give you this one for free. Oren Magoria has parents.
I mean, Hal's only thinking it because the Mothman did tell us that they were looking for somebody specific.
Mm-hmm.
And,
yeah, and she was really freaked out.
Yeah, and somebody who was mysteriously pregnant, even though they weren't pregnant before they disappeared, and then the kid was put into foster care. That raises some questions.
Yeah.
I got a 12 on my internet sleuthing.
Okay.
Which, what it does is... I know a lot of people on the internet, when I contact a net friend for help with a mystery, I roll charm, but I can play with sharp. On a plus 10, they're available and helpful. They can fix something, break a code, hack a computer, get you some special information.
They are available and helpful. What information do you want them to get?
Look through the Melody foster care system on the computers and look for like foster kids from that time frame.
From 1962.
Yes.
Cool. They look up. They research like children who were put into foster care from Melody. Takes them like 20 minutes, but eventually get results from like social services. No one was fostered in 1962 through Melody's social services.
Oh.
Can they look for Carla's name?
Do you guys know it?
Go.
Miranda Esper.
Mm-hmm.
Basic might, since he was in the
Because
same
they
building.
might have renamed her when she was adopted.
Also,
Also,
it's kind of a jump to conclusion that this lovely 60-year-old
I know that,
is related to aliens.
that's
Even
why we're
Kaiko
looking.
thinks that's a stretch.
That's why we're looking, though.
Yeah.
It's like,
She looks so young because she's part alien.
and our books right here in the Wax Museum just told us that somebody was fostered in that time frame, and your internet friends found nothing.
That's fishy as heck. Oh, okay. Is there a
Could've-
library in Melody?
That means they could have not shown up or gotten into the official system.
Yeah, and there's a library in Melody, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Would it's possible they'd have like documents in 60-year-old
Melody's
documents?
library and Melody's town records are interconnected, so
Okay.
you could look up some records of adoptions in the town hall, but you'd have to go to the town hall.
Well, I'm gonna go to the town hall. Does anyone want to come with me?
Yes.
I'll go with you.
I'll go.
It's we might not be on the right track, but that sounds like something we should follow up.
Yeah. This didn't exactly help us with the track. This did help us with some information.
Okay.
Also, we know they can die, or at least be hurt.
Who can die?
Oh yeah, he's still here. He just kind of brushed him off. Oh no.
Yeah. Who can die?
We'd tell you, but we'd have to kill you.
Oh.
Roll a
us.
temptation check.
And we don't want to kill you.
Yeah, we prefer you
that's-
being okay.
I'd prefer not to be killed.
What's the, you see, what we're looking for is.
Well then, you see our predicament.
As you guys go to leave and Simon cleans up the books, he says, "Huh, Kaleidoscope man."
Oh, I guess we gotta kill you now.
Oh, I mean, yeah, okay. Good joke.
Joe.
You took that really well, Simon. Are you okay?
I mean, I'm assuming you don't. I was playing along with the bit. I was assuming it was a bit.
Oh, okay. I just like to be on the same page.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's funny. We didn't have an exhibit on these guys for the longest time.
Really?
Yeah. When Oren took over the Wax Museum, the original exhibit got lost, I think, in storage or broken or something. And we didn't build a replacement until, like, the late 90s.
Interesting. What if he kept it away because his friend, has bad memories regarding them?
The boss man happened
I mean,
to know.
Could be that. It could just be
somewhere it is.
financial troubles.
I mean, he built 2 giant cages to hold a giant alligator and a giant snake.
Well,
Yeah,
listen,
that's because Oren's got all kinds of weird shit going on the side. Or is this the weird shit he's got going on the side?
That's a good question.
I think it's just weird shit on all sides with him.
That is also fair.
I mean, either way, this place is kind of a money pit.
So if men from the government wearing suits and glasses come up and ask you about like finances, let them talk to Orm first.
Say nothing.
I mean, he's the one who keeps the books. I just have, power to occasionally take shit to the bank at night.
You do good work, Simon. Keep it up.
Yeah. You guys do good work, finding out where snakes live? That's your job, right?
we're We recently got assigned to asset collection.
Rad, it sounds like you're in Jurassic Park. Asset out of containment.
I know, right?
uh, all right, I gotta put these books away.
Oh, oh no!
So,
Thanks, Simon.
All right, see ya.
We're being nice to Simon after we bullied him last session.
You still have
Just
those
gotta
gushers?
mess with his head.
Do you still have those gushers,
Are you asking?
Casey? I mean, Casey. Fuck.
Yeah.
I know I did it.
No, I ate most of them.
Wait, the ones that screamed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so if we go to the
Screaming.
library then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. When you go to the library, Kay, I forget. Did Kaiko have a pre-established relationship with Dr. Lauren Tempore?
I think I know she had Lauren. I think she had a pre-established relationship with one of the librarians. Yes, hold on.
Okay, then it's her. Yeah.
Hold on. I know we have a Word doc of character relationships.
The public NPC list.
All right, hold on. That's Melody Lore. No, that's not Melody Lore.
It would be called the public NPC list.
All right, public version. All right.
Because that's how I distinguish it from the private NPC list, which is what I have up right now.
All right, good. Yeah, yep. Lauren Tempore. Yep.
All right. When you guys enter the library, you see you, Kaiko, recognize Dr. Lauren Tempore as the woman working the desk. You recognize her because she is, of course, a noted folklorist.
Mm-hmm.
She is currently, sorting some books that are supposed to be, put back on the shelves.
Mm-hmm.
Middle-aged woman, slight gray streak in her blonde hair.
Mm-hmm.
Dressed like a librarian.
Okay.
Not super fancy, but formal.
I'm gonna ask an out of character question because it's Melody and they're just weird enough. Do they still have like a manual card catalog?
Yeah, I mean they're converting to digital, but they still have a lot of manual shit.
Oh my god.
I mean, they only recently got the manga shelf.
Oh.
Oh, they finally added that.
All the used copies of One Piece you can read.
Sometimes I like to come down here, hang out, and just pretend I'm an 1800s real estate tycoon.
So do I, says a portly man with like a fucking like Civil War style fucking facial hair, dressed up like the Monopoly man. He swings his watch chain as he walks. Shh, sir, we have told you to keep your voice down. Yes, quiet.
That was weird.
We're in Melody.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do for you, kids? And man?
Just how.
I'm just mainly the chauffeur.
We're looking into adoption records from the 1960s for a project.
Oh, all right. Here, follow me. She puts down the books and leads you guys through the library. You pass by an older woman with a poofy hairstyle that went out of style in the 50s who wears cat eye glasses and has a very stern Dolores Umbridge sort of look to her.
Applegate.
But you walk through a library a bit, and eventually she takes you to a door that says Hall of Records, unlocks the door, and leads you in through a far more official looking section of the public library part of the library. It's welcoming. There's some bright colors. There's a kids section, little art projects and things, sort of like, make kids go and read at the library. Fucking Wishbone's here. Do the reading rainbow, you motherfuckers, please.
Wishbone.
Whereas the Hall of Records is, it's a Hall of Records. It's way more formal and, adult. Everything's in, like, well taken care of, solidly constructed wooden shelves and file cabinets and shit. She takes you through, and eventually, searching through the file cabinets, she eventually finds one that does list adoption records and Melody.
Mm-hmm.
And it is several cabinets long.
All right, team.
Actually, it
Split up.
wouldn't be that much because the adoptions aren't that common. It's not that big of a town. It's like one cabinet, like one drawer.
Mm-hmm.
She opens it up, and you see that there are a bunch of files in here.
Mm-hmm.
These are the public adoption records of Melody.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is your interest of these?
We're doing a project involving the. Sorry, I have a bit of brain freeze from the ice cream right now.
It's fun.
You were eating ice cream before you came to the library?
Is that unusual?
Well, I had
I
to eat it
mean-
before I walked in.
I guess
Yeah,
not, but
I mean, I had to eat it before we walked in. Don't want to get it all over the books and stuff.
well, yeah, of course.
And not leaving it in my car to melt.
So we had to eat it quickly, and I'm feeling the after effects. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So a school project on adoption?
Yes.
So she's like, you're roughly college, high school age. That makes enough sense.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, I need a reason. Give me a reason to argue this.
And as she leaves you guys at the
Oh, wait.
record, she says, "Watch out for the library phantom."
What?
Oh, it's a joke. The library phantom. Every now and then we find weird book piles, and we've just taken to calling it the library phantom. So
Oh.
Libraries after a certain age get haunted. It's just inevitable.
That makes sense.
okay.
Okay.
So you have a book of records in here.
So roll investigation.
Yeah, gonna roll investigation. I'm gonna do this a bit differently. I am going to say you need 4 hold total to get the information you want.
All right. Taka rolled an 11, which I
Okay.
think is a.
So that adds 2.
I'll roll. That is a 10.
That is a.
That is also a 10 for me.
All right, cool.
I gotta fail. I failed.
Awesome. Well, you guys got enough hold to get the information. Zoe, I'm going to say, because I want to give the other failure fact out, because I wrote them down, and I want these facts to be known. Oh, wait, shit, you already got that failure fact from Simon. I already worked that in. Never mind. So you just failed. Enjoy failure.
But I get experience now, right?
You do.
Yay.
Oh, I get experience.
Hey, wait a minute.
Okay.
Okay, do I get an experience for using my sharp and an experience for failing?
We'll say that. Double it. Okay, so the information you wanted. You pour through the adoption files, and it's a slog. But you do eventually see a name popping up with certain adoptions. Most of them are facilitated through the state, but there are a couple that look strange because they were facilitated between a company that, though its name has shifted over the years, always includes the word spindle. In 1962 specifically, on October 16th, a child was fostered through Spindle Inc. as part of their ongoing charity, which was then called Spindle Incorporated as opposed to Spindle Inc. In earlier adoption files, whenever they fostered someone, it was Spindle Incorporated. Then it was before that it was the Spindle Company, and then
And then Spindle in the Revolution for a while.
I'm trying to think of like an even more old-timey name.
Spindle and Sons.
The Spindle Sons.
Spindle Corporation.
But yes, the Spindle Corporation, as it is now known, is the company that has been responsible for certain strange fosterings in Melody.
Ooh. Ooh.
Officially stated as a tax write-off, a charitable cause.
That's suspicious. Like, as natives of the town, have we ever heard of Spindle before?
I mean, the person who works with him is
So-
right here.
Yeah, but he hasn't said the name of it, has he?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so, Kaiko might know in her investigations, but...
The interesting thing about all the Spindle adoption papers is that the names of children that were fostered through Spindle have all been redacted, as have the names of the families that adopted them.
Is there one
One
that...
would think that Spindle would probably have the correct records.
Yeah.
I mean, we need to get into...
I mean, I know someone who works at Spindle in the accounting. They might be able to talk to them.
You know someone in Spindle?
Yeah. Which technically, he's not lying. He knows people in
That's-
accounting.
yeah.
That is true. That is accurate.
Yeah,
Chose his words well.
No, you know someone in Spindle?
To
I mean, it's a big corporation. I mean,
away for a bit,
Yeah. That
come
would
on
be
for a
awesome.
bit, and then I could swing by Spindle, see if my friends, if he's available to talk to real quick.
That would be awesome, Isaac. Thanks.
damn corporate write-offs.
And how does a corporation even get involved into fostering and adoption stuff? It's just weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Very weird. So it's a town, so...
Okay, so that's one avenue of exploration we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Does Isaac want to go and do the spindle thing right now? And we can look at other things?
Isaac?
I mean, sure. That's the plan.
I mean,
What about the rest of you? What the fuck are you doing?
Kaiko's still trying to figure out the whole how do we communicate with the aliens?
And
It's a-
and yeah, Kaiko, when the information about Spindle tried to foster people, you realize they did that was the name of the company that did briefly try to intervene in your fostering and put you into a foster home until your sister stepped in Nani style.
He's like, yeah, haha, no, fuck this. It says here, Hibana was very terrifying. Makes sense.
So yeah, if you're thinking about communication with the aliens, remember that the factoid of the guy who actually did briefly have a sort of conversation with one. It seems the aliens communicate through visuals.
Sign language?
The problem being, while a friendly hand wave was recognizable enough, other more specific gestures were lost on the alien, and other gestures made by the alien were lost on the person.
Hmm.
I react to
like a-
pictograms.
It's like a waking nightmare. You can't respond to someone, and you're terrified that they're gonna think you're being rude.
And given how they look, I'm assuming they communicate from some sort of light. We just need to figure out to crack the code, which means we might need to go to the offbeat melody. Or
There's only
the
one,
other melody, or whatever we're calling it.
there's only one guaranteed way to get there, and I don't know if we want to give the Mothman any more favors.
Yeah.
That's a.
He did appreciate the little alien toys from the entrepreneur. We might be able to bribe him again.
Well, Mothman made it very clear. He'll answer some questions for toys, but if you want him to do something more active, like start a witching hour, you gotta pay him in something more substantial.
Okay, so the currency for questions now is entrepreneur collectibles.
The currency for certain questions is entrepreneur collectibles. You know,
That's if he's in the mood for that.
there are some questions that he knows are valuable enough to levy for a higher price.
Right. This is
Giving you
lower
some
tier.
giving you some rad gossip on one of his fellow cryptids, sure, why the fuck not? He'll do it for its reality. Giving you the key to solve the monster of the week problem, like the actual we're gonna end this conflict immediately thing. No, that's gonna cost you more.
Easier.
Hmm.
If only we had some sort of rare collectible comic of some sort that is coveted.
Can the general use sensitive
To do what?
to get kind of a hazy idea of something that could help with the communication? It is psychic.
Let me look up the sensitive move to get the exact
When you
definition of
open
how
up
it
your
works.
brain to the psychic environment, roll plus weird. On a 10 or more, you get a definite impression, a vision, tangible aura, overheard thought, etc. about something important. 7 to 9, you get a hazy impression about something important. On a miss, your brain makes contact with something dangerous. Advanced sensitive. When you advance your sensitive move, add
And
this.
he won't be
On a
able to
12
do
or
that. That's
I would say if you had the general with you while encountering the Kaleidoscope men, that could become useful. Right now, you're in a library.
Okay.
Well, we are still in the library. Maybe we can find some other things about the Kaleidoscope men here.
Yeah, their records are more official than the stuff
I
at the
will
Wax Museum.
allow you guys one more investigative mystery check for Kaleidoscope men information while in this library. One. Just one person can do it.
Kaiko!
Kaiko.
Tycho.
Tycho.
Coolio, got another 15. I can
Did you roll
it? What was that?
Did you roll it?
Yeah,
What'd you get?
15.
Okay.
We
So
chose
your
well.
final Kaleidoscope man sighting. You happen to find a book by Oren Magoria that you've seen before, but it's an edition you've never seen before. The first edition of his Alien Encounters of Melody, published in 1979. Well, no, that's a little too early. It'd be like 1983, maybe. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes better sense timeline wise. Oh wait, nope. 1993. That makes the most sense. Okay, so published in 1993. I had to make up this additional bit because I didn't think we would like fall short back in the Melody Wax Museum. This is an older version of that book, the second edition, and it talks about the Kaleidoscope Men in a bit more detail than the more recent editions. In particular, it talks about one scandal in 1989. In 1989, on October 21st, there were several sightings of Kaleidoscope Men pouring in around 9 p.m. from all over Melody. People claiming to see the aliens in their yards, on the street, etc. By far the most public Kaleidoscope Men occurrence since 1962 itself. It caused a brief scandal because the sightings corresponded with an alien invasion movie marathon of the local public access show Melody's Monster Mania with Makarla, the Mistress of Midnight.
Oh, dang.
Some people accused the show of making hoax sightings of the aliens to drum up publicity.
Another connection with brain fart.
Miranda Esper.
Thank you.
As she is and has been Makarla, the Mistress of Midnight, since that show premiered on public access.
Another connection with Miranda.
Alright, this is definitely way too coincidental.
Yeah, there's some connection here.
I could definitely confirm this one if I go check my friend at Spindle.
Yep.
To get confirmation that it is her. Because that could be a coincidence, or...
This many coincidences in a row?
That's true.
We need a smoking gun.
This is a mystery adventure. There are never coincidences in a mystery adventure.
Yeah. Isaac's gonna go off and investigate that lead. What are the rest of you guys gonna do?
Echo's trying to figure out, okay, what can we do to try to figure out a way to communicate.
So,
okay, the rest.
Could we talk to Ornagorian about this?
That would also be a thing to explore because Ormagoria is a folklorist.
I'm going to borrow this book. This second edition book.
You mean check it out of the library?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think talking with him is probably a wise move.
He has been spending a lot of time with Miranda lately.
When you go up to the counter to check out the book, Dr. Tempore is there, and she sees the book. You're going, Oren Magoria's book. Exploring more than just adoption rates and Melody, then?
Well,
I never... We accidentally stumbled upon this one.
Yeah, I've never read this edition.
And it has information on in the other editions of Melody, so I decided to check it out. So to ask him about it, since
yeah, he's constantly revising his editions. I remember he cut a couple of things from this one to add room for new sightings, trimming the chaff and all that, I suppose.
What do you think of those sightings?
Oh well, the light show definitely is real. Whether it is actually invaders from another world, I think that's up to debate. But I wouldn't leave it out. I think if there was life from other planets that made it all the way here, I would like to think that there'd be something more on their minds than just invade and conquer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if they are real and they've been being cited for this long, they're more than capable of doing exactly that, and they haven't.
And you think about it, if they've advanced enough as a society to travel the stars, they must have focused very heavily on research, which means their goal in traveling the stars would be to discover more about the universe. So sort of Star Trek it. explore strange new worlds, seek out life that lives there. But then,
Have you heard the stories about the Kaleidoscope men trying to communicate?
oh yeah, that's a fun one. One of the more in-depth alien abduction stories we have here in Melody. Very interesting if true. Of course, Riley Ellen, like a lot of UFO researchers, is one of those people who wants to believe, which makes trusting his anecdotal evidence a bit hard to swallow.
Ah, big if true.
Yeah, speak if true.
He could very well have had an encounter if there were aliens exploring. I imagine that would be a common problem for them, the communication barrier. But the story is a little convenient. It plays out very nice and tidy. It's not one that I could solidly say is definitely true. I feel there's some holes in the story.
Like what?
Well, the fact that Riley Ellen really wanted to prove that aliens existed for a very long time. The reason why he was constantly seeking out the light show out in the mountains whenever it came into town, as it always does. This was a person who wanted not only to prove that aliens were real, but be the person who goes down in history as proving aliens were real. So when he comes back telling a story about his encounter with a Kaleidoscope man, great if true, but he brings no proof other than his account.
He still be coming to town?
Riley Allen,
Light
no,
show?
he passed away in 2002.
Oh.
Ah, yes. Now we're just wait for them to be cloned into an alien hybrid in a shitty Joss Whedon show, or Joss Whedon fourth school.
You saw what I did with the names.
I don't get it.
Riley Allen, Ellen Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
jeez. Thank you, ma'am.
I remember last session when the person who was abducted by an aliens and then sent back because she wasn't the one they was looking for was named Cassie Peterson,
Yeah.
as in Cassandra Peterson, real life actress who plays Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Oh, fuck.
Another Mercala connection.
For me, as the California, Casey Peterson or Cassie Peterson has a very darker connotation, as that's one of the most high-profile murder cases in California history.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, that's an unfortunate name, because it involved a guy killing his wife, pulling his pregnant wife, pulling out her embryo and leaving her body in a rowboat in the middle of the bay.
The
Also
fuck?
oddly on topic.
The fuck?
That was an accident, but it also works.
Yeah.
There are Easter eggs within Easter eggs in this mystery.
Let's go talk to Megorium. Where were you saying I go? Sorry.
That's what that's what I was suggest. And then
One group's gonna try and talk to Orin, and then
Isaac's
we're gonna do
gonna-
Isaac's because Isaac's got a couple of important conversation time.
Mhm.
So where are you going first, Isaac?
What time was I supposed to meet with Mallory?
When the plot gives you an opening.
Like now.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I could. Yeah, looking at the time, I'll see that it's about time I was to meet her, and then
Did we say a meeting place?
I'll text her saying, "Where should we meet?"
All right, cool. I know exactly where. Theoretically.
At the bookstore.
Our map guide is good, but also long. Okay. It should be shop locations right here. Okay, so what's next to that? Oh. F7. We'll meet at the Pizza Pharaoh. It's pretty close to where I am at the moment.
Fuck yeah, the
All
pizza
right.
barrel! Woo!
So you go to the Pizza Pharaoh, known for its hot and ready $5 pizzas.
Little
Pizza.
Leo's.
So I drive on over to meet her.
And you see Dr. Mallory in a black and white striped shirt, black skirt, and a fucking beret on her goddamn head. As well as big black goth combat boots
Hell yeah.
sitting in a booth with some fucking cheesy bread.
Fuck yeah!
Hell yes.
And I'm gonna get real specific. One of those bubbly plastic cups, that was probably made in like the late 70s, but is still being used because they don't have the money to buy new ones. Full of Coke. Those cups, I don't know why I'm nostalgic for those cups, but like there's just something tactily pleasing about the sort of bubbly surface of the plastic and the specific weight of that plastic.
It just makes the grip feel extra secure, doesn't it?
And like when you're drinking out of that cup, like it tastes a little different. And maybe that's because it's a cheap plastic cup and plastic is getting into your mouth, or maybe it's just because it tastes like you're 5 years old and mom said, you know what, we're getting pizza today, and you're like, fuck yeah, pizza. Only I'm 5 and I don't know the word fuck yet. But you feel the word fuck yeah. Anyway,
It's a primal feeling.
she's eating cheesy bread and drinking Coke out of one of those cups. She sees
I'll go
you,
join her.
she smiles and waves.
We'll go join her.
How you doing, Isaac?
You know, it's going. How are you? Haven't seen you around the office lately.
Got laid off.
Aww.
Permanently or?
Well, permanently. And because of both the non-disclosure agreement and the non-compete clause, it means I can't do medical work for 10 years. That's all right. I have a fallback.
Working at the Wax Museum?
Yeah. She'd be perfect.
I'm not sure if Isaac would think to suggest that.
I mean, he works there.
Yeah. Oh, he goes, well, it's not exactly the best pay compared to what Spindle is dishing out, but that wax museum, surprisingly good benefit. Just make sure you read the contract first.
How many staff members do they need?
Well, technically, it's only one staff member who actually does any work on site.
I mean, if you're just gonna say
The rest, I mean, hey, Isaac respects Simon, even if he may not like say anything to Simon usually.
I mean, Simon's a good assistant manager.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a bit of a sad sack, but he does his job.
I know you can't practice anymore, but
Well, if they have
did
an
have an-
opening, I guess let me know. I've got something at the moment. I'm fine, but if you can figure out the pay, I might consider switching over.
Just out of curiosity, how much is Orm paying Isaac?
Pretty well
Have to
above
be-
minimum wage. Like, it's not like high, but you could live a cushy life. But like, you could pay for your current shitty apartment off of what you're getting here. It's nothing compared to the pay that Spooks is giving.
Right.
And like,
Wait,
but
Spooks?
like the wage and the hours and the benefits would make life livable for you on your Wax Museum pay alone.
Imagine that to her. It's like, good. Oh, I sort of wonder if they're paying as well because it's like hazard pay for going out in the field for their wackiness.
It's
But-
also because like Oren is a very charitable boss and doesn't seem to care too much about whether or not the Wax Museum avoids going into the red. As Simon said, it is historically a money sink.
Right. Yeah, I'll mention that to her. Say it's like, if anything, it's a good fallback. I'll definitely
Okay.
mention to Orm next
She
time, I
reaches
think.
into her handbag, which has been like pressed over into the booth, opens it up and hands you a folder with a resume.
Yeah, I'll drop it off next time I'm there.
Well, I imagine that will need a vet to take care of the 3 super animals he has.
I mean, she's a pathologist, but sure.
Hey, whatever works in this economy.
Doctor,
makes it just as vulnerable to pathogens as us.
Doctor, part of my ecology here, I actually got access to the blood sample of a supposed, I don't know if he'd qualify as a poltergeist or a shade or a manifestation, but he's definitely incorporeal like 60% of the time.
Some sort of ectoplasmic vapor.
But he job here in the city, but and he passes as human most of the time. He got injured by a cat, apparently.
Ectoplasmic entities are often capable of performing a basic simulacrum of living entities. Let me see the sample.
This was certainly an individual. And Isaac will pull out like the little biohazard bag that came with his med kit, and then inside are like the bandages and like gauze he used to tidy up Drake's cuts and stuff from when the general beat him up.
Yeah, she squints and says, "So when did you take these bandages?"
Not even a few hours ago.
Have you noticed that the blood is still fresh? By
Now
now, it
that
should
you
have
mention
started.
that.
By now,
Yeah,
it
that
should have
was
started to curdle and dry.
You do
Definitely
know
in-
where there is a lab out in the woods that we took you. That I'm sure will make use of that in your off time. I don't have a feeling.
I
the owner
could
will
if
mind.
I had a reason to. What exactly are you looking for?
This was just in case your curiosity in studying such a subject.
Yeah, it's a thing that I could do in my spare time. Sure. Do you want any results of my analysis?
Or any results to be had. I mean, I'm seriously not looking for anything concrete on this guy. He seems okay.
Well, it's been a while since I last studied ectoplasmic entities, but It'll be nice and nostalgic to study one again.
I can't remember if she actually met Drake or not.
Drake was gone for a good chunk of that adventure, so I don't think so.
Oh yeah, that was the whole stealing his trash can thing.
Yeah.
Innocent missile.
Again, I'm sorry the last case kind of blew up on you. That was not my intention for Dr. Wen to react so harshly.
I mean, it's not really your fault. I've been sort of chafing under admin for a while, and I don't know, I think I got a little sloppy just because I've sort of been losing my motivation for the job.
Understandable.
You know, what's the point of making groundbreaking discoveries if they're never heard, you know?
If you're an independent, perhaps
if I'm an
anonymous
independent, my ass is going to get sued because I have a 10-year non-compete clause. I cannot do anything related to the medicinal field in any capacity, private, personal, or otherwise, for at least 10 years. Dumbass kid when I signed that contract.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned of what I may have missed in my own.
They're pretty shady, well, my former employer.
Isaac hesitates for a moment and then goes, "Did you hear anything about they were involved in adoptions and foster care?"
Vaguely recall some of that. There was a kid a couple years back that they had us test. Possible alien abduction case.
Mm.
They it's on, you know, the public explanation is that it's one of their charities, but like everything at Spooks, it's really it's an investigation of paranormal phenomena. They hop on any case of kids that have been orphaned or secluded from their families or just show up out of nowhere, specifically to first do some medical research on them and then put them in a home where they can be analyzed long term.
Does not surprise me.
Discreetly, of course. Most of the kids aren't even aware that their foster parents have an agenda.
I hate to cut our visit short, but I'm actually needed at Spindle.
I thought they were closed.
Dave down in accounting and records should still be there. He's always there way after hours.
That's true.
Fucking Dave from accounting.
Well, see ya, Isaac. Thanks for the ghost blood. And for the potential job.
Yeah, next time I see Oren, I think I was supposed to talk to him later tonight, even after I get back from Spindle. Hand over your resume, and maybe we'll be seeing more of each other later.
Yeah. She gives you a sort of half salute and then continues eating her cheesy bread.
And leaves.
Mm-hmm. All right. We're going to cut to the gang going back to the Wax Museum for the third time today.
Yeah, we probably should have talked to him before we left.
So, as you go ahead to the Wax Museum, you see Simon chatting with Warren. He's like, so, like, are they real? I'm not telling you any more personal information about Miranda. I know, but, like, I mean, come on! Simon, this is an inappropriate conversation. Okay.
He's asking about her fangs, right?
Zoe comes up and behind him and smacks him upside the head.
Damn it, Simon! Give me another $10.
Okay.
We were just nice to you, Simon. Come on.
I don't even know what I was doing wrong. You're being a bit of a creep, Simon. You're being a bit of a creep. Okay.
Hi, Oren.
That question was in character, by the way.
Well, see, actually...
Those are talking about her fangs, right?
Smiles. She does have, Miranda Esper does have pronounced canines.
Oh, her too?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I mean, I think calling them fangs is a little bit mean.
No, fangs are cool.
Yeah.
Fangs are hot.
I like things with bangs.
Yeah, we have things with fangs in this
Oren
building.
Oren smiles and says, "Yeah, me too."
Oren?
Yeah?
This is probably bad timing, but we have some stuff we want to ask you about.
He cocks his head and gives you sort of a quizzical look and is like, "What kind of stuff?"
Kaiko holds up the first edition of...
Old edition of my book. I mean, Kaiko knew I was an author. I write a lot of books. It's one of the reasons I run the Rax Museum. I like Melody's history.
And
Do
specifically
you know about the Kaleidoscope, man?
regards to the 19... What year?
1962, I think.
No.
1993.
1930.
No,
1993.
the incident with the... all of the...
The 1989 incident with the Kaleidoscope men appearing en masse.
Yeah.
That's what you're referring to?
Yes.
That was out of character.
Yes, the 1989 incident with the mass sighting of the Kaleidoscope men.
I know a bit about it, yeah.
I was wondering why it's not in the future editions of the book, because I haven't found this edition before.
Simon hears that. His jaw hangs open a little bit and he looks at Oren. Oren frowns and says, "Let's talk about this in my office." And as he goes to his office, Simon goes to Paul's like, "Not you, Simon. Work the counter."
You shouldn't have asked that question, Simon. Look what you did.
Oh, damn it.
You and your fangs.
But I mean, they are really pronounced.
Oh, that still works both ways.
Don't
So,
make fun of her
you guys
fangs.
go into-
She might be sensitive, Simon.
You guys go to Oren Megoria's office. Kaiko, you have seen this room before. The rest of you have not. It's one part actual manager's office, complete with like a vault and shit for important documents and money reserves, and it's one part like room full of kishy UFO and cryptozoology memorabilia.
Oh.
So it's basically the fucking the Showa era. I am the UFO expert room.
Yeah, like imagine every Showa Godzilla movie when you see a scientist's room, but the scientist studies weird shit. So there's like fucking Nessie models and UFO models, framed photos of Bigfoot, a cabinet of like some of Ora Megoria's personal, like first drafts of his books and shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty swank. He sits down at his managerial chair, and there is like a couch and a couple of chairs in here. Like there is oddly enough room to seat all of you, which is weird because Oren Megoria does not normally have this many employees. The furniture in this room looks to be old, like a couple of decades old.
Mm-hmm.
Like the kind of furniture you get at your grandma's house that you're scared to sit in.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's comfy. Like it's lived in.
There's a chair that my grandma used to have that I'm like, if I touch that, it's going to disappear into dust.
When you all file in, turns to Kaiko and says, "Could you close the door, please?"
Kaiko does so.
Oh!
That's what you get, Simon!
Orin taps the desk and says, "So, yes, I cut an incident of the Kaleidoscope Men from the current editions of Alien Sightings of Melody."
Given how high profile this was, it seemed kind of odd, even if it was a.
Miranda Esper is. We've got a very. We have a history. And that particular incident was not a good time in her life. And she didn't like having it memorialized. When the 1983 edition of the book was published, we actually had a bit of a fight over that one. And I considered scaling back the discussion of it, and eventually I decided it would just be best to cut it entirely. It's
I knew it!
I
It's
respect that.
Yeah, I respect that.
it's a relationship I value. So I valued it a bit more than having a complete record in that book of all the alien sightings of Melody. And, you know, it's not the first time I've cut something from one of my books. There are some stories that just aren't particularly interesting or insightful. And while that particular sighting, the Kaleidoscope Men one, was one of the bigger ones, all of the sightings in that time period were brief. A person saw something in their backyard. Very few of them actually are detailed enough and lasted long enough for them to actually be identified as the Kaleidoscope Man. The real story, the thing that made it notable, was the scandal that broke out for several months. A lot of figures in town wanted a show, and wanted her to lose it well before the sighting in 1989. Pearl clutchers pissed off about there being, too much sex appeal on our public access TV.
Oh, that Pearl.
Some things never change in Melody.
And, accusations that the Midnight Monster Mania promoted belief in witchcraft and devil worship. And Oren makes a jerking off gesture. It was a rough time for Miranda, and I don't think it needs to be kept alive, at least of all by me.
Mm-hmm.
That's... I respect that. But, Aw.
Wait.
Oh,
Aw.
Yeah.
Aw, poor El Cotal. So... Do you
let's be
believe
real.
in
The
that?
reason they wanted to cancel El Kawada was racism.
I mean, it could be both.
Yeah.
Racism and promoting a homosexual agenda with its beautiful, muscular men in tight spandex.
That's how they injure me again.
Their muscles slightly oiled.
Okay, well,
Oh, it's promoting homosexuality. How dare they? How dare they?
you okay there, TT?
Kind of
Yeah, I'm
tuned
fine.
out there for a second, and I tuned in there on a what?
Do you believe that event happened? Or
Do I believe that event happened? The Kaleidoscope Man is one of our most notable cryptids, and fairly consistent in the descriptions. I mean, other than the height variances and people having incomplete, they always see the damn thing in the dark, so some people think it's covered in like a dress, others in sort of a metal spacesuit. Science inconsistent. I believe the Kaleidoscope Man is real. Kaiko, you have an ability to tell lies, right?
Yes.
Okay. I believe the Kaleidoscope Man is real. Never personally encountered it.
Is my lie meter going off?
Yeah. He's trying to give you an answer as if he has no personal experience with these things and no personal reason to believe it, that he's just talking about in a purely objective cryptozoologist thing. And you can tell that he's trying to hide that he does have a personal experience with the Kaleidoscope.
Ooh. How does Kaika want to broach this one? Because her own bullshit. How do I want to broach this?
Personally, I prefer to focus, when it comes to trying to encounter the paranormal melody, on the cryptids versus the UFOs. I think the UFOs are a bit, this is unscientific of me to say, but a bit scary. When you're dealing with a large animal in a lake or in the woods, you expect it to behave like an animal, but when you're dealing with an intelligent life form from across the stars, you don't know what can happen. And the level of chaos in play there is frightening.
What about Mothman? He's kind of in between the two.
Straddles the line. Mothman straddles the line between sort of all three. A little bit of UFO, a little bit of monster, and a little bit of magic, I think. I've never heard of aliens having the gift of prophecy in most encounters.
Meanwhile, Kaiko is like really fidgeting with the one half of her face, like.
You okay there, Kaiko?
Are you feeling anxiety, Kaiko? Do you need to go to your room?
No. It's that I think there's more to it than that, and it's cut. Like
When you stumble through those words, there's genuine concern on his face, not for himself, but for you. Because, like, Oren's always been a nice boss, and you've relayed to him a little bit about the incident. Not a lot. Not as much as you remember, and what you remember is not all of it. But there are enough details that his, paranormal investigator, senses were tingling. And he's notably never pried into it. And, he knows you have anxiety and panic attacks. There's a specific room on site for you to just, go to and calm down when you need to.
Because, you probably guessed, but I also... There's something more to it.
Oren nods his head and his lips move as if he wants to say something, but every time a word comes to him, he second guesses it and doesn't say anything. It's until finally he sort of purses his lips, pulls back, sort of cups his head, his jaw in his hands, and goes, listen, you're good employees. We all know that there are supernatural happenings here in Miller. You have experienced some firsthand. I have a lot of stories about the supernatural in Melody. I've done a lot of research into it. Not all of those stories are mine to tell. And the one you're looking for I may have been involved with it, but I don't feel it's my right to tell it.
Does this involve Miranda?
I don't think it's my right to tell it.
Hal is debating on whether he should say what he's gonna say. He's gonna wait a second.
Pursuing and sharing the truth is important, kids. It's why I founded this Flex Museum. But so is respecting people who are affected by those truths. And sometimes the truth is not yours. Sometimes it's someone else's, and they decide whether it gets shared, as is their right. And that's the last I'm going to say on this particular subject.
Does he know that we looked into the? I can't remember from last session, but does he know we looked into the kid who got abducted?
Oh yeah. Or actually no, because you guys didn't say that you were doing that. You just
Yeah, we just kind of jumped into that.
We looked into the recent abductee that happened on.
They're
It
looking
was
for
also a incident with the entities.
Mm-hmm.
We got Miss Moonbeam in to get her to open up and to help out with her medical bills, but
That seems smart and very kind of you.
They're looking for something, Orin.
from what we gather, they're looking for something or someone, and we're trying to stop them from doing it to more people.
We got information that they're going to keep looking this time until they find what they're looking for.
Kids, that is a tall order that you're trying to investigate.
I mean, it's why we're here,
Like
isn't
I
it?
said, a strange animal living out in the woods is one thing. You're talking about civilized creatures with technology beyond anything we have that can travel through space or possibly between dimensions. I don't know how to prepare you for that. I don't know how to equip you for that. I don't think like a top government agency or some spooky corporation would even know how to handle the situation, although God knows they'd try to do it anyway. If you want to investigate that, I'm not going to stop you, but I do not have the answers on how to talk to aliens and get them to stop abducting people. If I figured that one out, I would have put it into effect long ago, because do you guys know, if you've been doing research here, most people who are abducted by aliens don't have the best lives after it happens.
I mean, the one we talked to had burns over most of her body.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Kaiko's eye twitches.
Zoe slaps her hand over her mouth.
Kaiko just gives a slow glare with a twitching eye.
Orin notably does not look to Kaiko when you say that. In fact, his face is very, very still, as if by concentrated effort. I understand wanting to do something, so I'm not going to stop you. But I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I can do to help you with this one. It seems that if the lead you think you have is a lead, you don't need me to confirm it. And you don't need me to track down that lead. There are public records. So I'm not going to help you track that lead down. That's my moral cause. I'm sorry. I'm not bringing trouble on that woman's head.
I just don't want what happened to happen to others.
Yeah, I can understand that. I wish you luck. I wish I could do something substantial to help you in this. I can't. I'm sorry, guys.
Do you have any idea what their lights mean?
The general consensus, from what I can gather of all the encounters of the Kaleidoscope men I've researched, they communicate through visuals. They don't communicate through sound like we. It's why their heads flash varied patterns of colored light. That's how they communicate. I don't know how you translate that because no one sat down with a Kaleidoscope man and made sort of a visual dictionary of their pictograms. No one's, sat down with them and translated it. It's a completely different way of communicating than anything we have. Even sign language isn't quite the same because sign language is done with hands rather than psychedelic patterns. It's a language of some sort, but we don't have a translation key. They can understand visual signals to a point, but they don't have a translation key for our visual signals either. So you would have to come up with some form of visual signals that's more understandable than hand gestures. Which makes sense. Why would an alien know human body language?
Well, if their own bodies are humanoid-ish, there might be some things that they might recognize.
Yeah,
Like
I
a
think
wave.
there was that one encounter in the 70s, I think, where a man was waving. Riley Ellen? God, he was a... Rest in peace, you old bastard. So yeah, something visual. As for how to get their attention, go someplace isolated at night.
Guys think photos might help? It's
Sure.
not colors, but
Either way. Kaka's racking her brain, and maybe
you
if she
think-
can only be answered in a
give visuals.
Well, thank you for answering our questions anyway. But,
Good luck, kids. Stay out of trouble. Hate to see anything happen to you, and I mean that.
You say that, but need I remind you? LOL Snake.
Yeah. Well, hey, maybe it'll turn out well for you. So far, you seem to have some good luck. I'd tell you not to do it, but I know you wouldn't listen anyway, so...
Thank you, Orin.
okay, so out of character, what does everybody think we should do now?
Talk to Miranda.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we do so, let's go to Isaac. Isaac has to talk to who in accounting?
Dave.
Well, I didn't mean to say accounting. I meant to say records keeping.
Okay.
Be like an accounting record keeping.
So Dave in records keeping.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you call up Dave?
I was actually hoping to stop by Spindle.
Okay.
But, actually, I'll text him. It's like, hey Dave, you still at work? Are you still at the office?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be there in 5. I need to ask you some questions.
Ah, jeez. Okay.
Oh, as a character, how much can I bullshit backstory? Or, like, bullshit stuff? A lot about, like, bullshitting, but, or making up on the fly. Nothing game-breaking, but I have an idea that they might have.
Yeah, I think, I'm a big fan of bullshit.
Alright, so Isaac would use his key card, go down to the basement where they got counting and records.
Mm-hmm.
Dave, sorry, I know I'm not even on the clock, but
Yeah, you're not on the clock, man. We don't need guild researchers. We're doing a lot of remodeling.
Or air quotes when he said that.
It's just I need a quick favor of maybe looking into some old records of Spindle.
Yeah, provided they're within your clearance.
I mean, it might be, but I know your clearance is much higher.
Well, yeah, I'm the records guy.
It's just I'm trying to look up someone that was taken in through the adoption relocation.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, that's easy for. God, guy, I thought you were gonna try and peer into the boss's secret projects for a second.
Oh, no, that's
gonna get me in trouble, man.
That's later. That's later. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that now.
It better not be that. That could get us killed. All right. Okay. That's easy. That's definitely within your grade. Let's see.
And I will look for cases of someone taken in from an abduction in 1962.
You want the fostering program? 1962.
Specifically, alien abduction survivor.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, we got one. October 16th. One kid to the Esper family, named her Miranda.
All right, that's basically what I was. All right.
Looking into the alien stuff that's going on.
Oh yeah, Dr. Wen said that the lights might be a good thing to look into in my off time. Just local curiosity.
Yeah. Here, I can actually give you some information on the abduction. All right, so its parents abducted October 7th. Mother found October 14th, 9 months pregnant when she showed no signs of pregnancy before the abduction. Mild radiation burns on her body. We got fucking Virgin Mary on our hands.
Oh, she was considered a virgin beforehand?
Yep. Had to get the kid out by a C-section. Mother, understandably, did not want the child. I mean, she was 17 at the time, so.
And at that time, that was social suicide.
Lucky thing is, Spindle took an active interest, covered up the whole thing, helped her with her recovery, put the child in foster care. Yeah, apparently got out through the tabloids. Some kook Riley Ellen looked into the whole thing. Yeah, apparently we had a lot of trouble with him back in the day.
Yeah, that's.
I bet
his name popped up in the investigation.
He looks into another cabinet. Let's see. Yep. Yep. Yeah, we offed him. All right. Good to know.
I had a feeling it was neutralized. So hoping maybe he was down in the bug room, maybe.
No, he's in the fucking morgue. Well, actually, it's 2000. What was that? 2002. Okay, yeah, no, he's in the cemetery. Probably fucking worm food.
Now, I know this is unrelated, but back when I was stationed down in Mexico for a couple of years, we had a case dealing with some turned out to be sentient giant cuttlefish that were surfacing up around the Bahamas.
Oh yeah, I think I've heard about that one.
Think we could like maybe get them to send over the program they whipped up for color communication. I don't know if it was ever like perfected. It wasn't my case.
I can look into it
But-
for you. Pretty sure that ended with us wiping them out.
Oh,
But
I mean, we don't really need competition for domination of the planet, right? But I do remember that there was a communication program involved for a time. I'll check it out, see if anything came of it. I think he's actually he's got a tablet and he's just like scrolling through and it's like, yeah, oh yeah, prototype suit was made, never actually put into action. CEO said better to just do a nice extermination campaign. But it was made. Currently in our Nevada location.
that is some excellent role playing, by the way.
I doubt we'd be able to get them to ship it here, and I don't know if I'd be able to get manufacturing to whip one up for me.
Let's see, probably going to be hard to get it to ship it here. You want schematics?
I might be able to whip something up.
Yeah, sure.
He's one of the visitors. They seem to communicate through light, and this might be something that's perfect.
You're looking into the Kaleidoscope man phenomena.
Yeah, seems that that Cassie, that teenage girl that got picked up last night, she had an encounter with him.
Cassie Peterson? Yeah, I think we had to file that. We looked into that one. It's weird. We had to send one of our other operatives. We lost our medical examiner. Let's see here. Yep, Cassie. Yep, that does sort of follow with a Kaleidoscope man abduction. Similar radiation burns. Way more severe, though.
From what I could tell, looking into the other encounters, this is alarming, which is kind of why it drew my attention. I just want to be ahead of the curve in case this becomes a problem.
Why would they be more severe? I'm gonna write up on that yet. All right, we got a hypothesis. Let's see here. Tractor beam. I must have been expecting something heavier.
Like an older person, maybe?
Yeah, or just someone more solidly built. Wait a minute, not heavy, denser. Is denser the same thing as heavy?
Close enough.
I mean, you'd weigh more if you're denser, right?
But it's more mass compacted in. It's
Yeah.
smaller.
Huh.
I'm not one of the eggheads, but
Well, interesting. So yeah, okay. Here we go. He pulls out a thumb drive and hands it to you. Schematics.
perfect. Thank you.
Problem. Anything else you need? Within reason.
Nothing comes to mind right now, but I'll get back to you later.
All right, you take care, Isaac.
Hey, you too.
Are they at least paying you for the off-the-clock work?
Not Spindle. I got a side job here. You ever see the wax museum?
Oh,
You
yeah.
been down there?
It's cute.
Yeah, I'm basically playing chauffeur to a bunch of their interns, so they're paying enough.
Oh, that's cute. Hey,
They seem to-
don't expose them to anything real, though. Could get you in trouble.
Oh no, that's part of my job is to steer them away from that shit.
Makes sense. Makes sense. That wax museum has apparently poked its head into a couple of things we don't want them in before. Apparently, they really pissed off the company when they got that big turtle.
Yeah,
The snake and the alligator.
I was just about. Yeah, they expanded their aquarium section. Now they got Big Sid and the snake.
Oh, bosses are gonna be pissed about that.
Oh,
Shit,
you know that
I should stop over and give him a look sometime. I love fucking big things.
it's like, oh, I'm sure you see it got passed around. It was I saw that being passed around the office, but you saw that thing, LOL snake.
Yeah.
I was with them when they took that. They got away from me.
Crazy fucking teenagers. Hey, you never were in the Cleveland branch, right? One day, the Cleveland branch, one of our field researchers brings in, I shit you not, it was a squirrel the size of a dog.
What the fuck?
Oh wait, I think I heard about that one.
Yeah,
I didn't do Cleveland, but I was up in Detroit for a few months. That was
crazy. The bite force on that thing, it chewed through the bars, one of the researchers, it was horrible.
Oh god, through one of the researchers?
Yeah, didn't it almost cause like a containment breach in the menagerie there?
Apparently the dissection was not particularly helpful. They did not find very solid concrete information on why it got so big, but shit, I saw that thing in person, let me tell you. It was weird as hell. I loved it.
Could have just been a big squirrel.
It's just something cool about an animal, but it's bigger.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, you should go check out
Yeah,
Big Sid and the
I'll
Snake.
stop in sometime. That's gonna be fun as hell.
We're talking about doing feedings of fish, but might be an event they're setting up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I gotta get going.
Like big things.
All right, see you, Isaac.
Take care. Yeah, Isaac. Please. Hal going, hey, I have got a lead on potential communication device.
Hal sends a text back and says, good, because I might do something stupid if you don't think it's gonna work.
And in caps, no Mothman deals.
In bold.
Hal types back, you can't stop me. I'm bigger than you.
I'm bigger than you.
It is nice to
All
know
right.
that Isaac is worried that exactly is what I'm gonna do. He's just like instantly, Hal's stupid enough to do that, don't.
Yeah. All right, gang. What next?
You were headed towards Miranda.
Okay. Do you guys know where Miranda lives? The answer is no.
Doesn't she live near Drake?
Yeah.
No.
Only Isaac and Drake knew.
Yeah,
That's
but
right.
the kids don't. Drake bursts into her apartment sometimes, but Drake lives in a fucking shack by the cemetery, not in her apartment building. Isaac knows because Miranda Esper lives in his apartment building, and he has seen her a couple of times doing laundry.
Hey, Kaiko, can your friends find out where she lives?
I would be very uncomfortable doing that.
That's fair.
Yeah,
I
Kaiko,
don't know where she works, though.
you know from your internet friends that whenever you send out an appeal to them, there's that one creepy guy who always sends you fucking, like, nude pics of whoever you... Like, when it's a woman.
Oh.
You're not sure you want to do that to Miranda Esper.
Yeah.
Where does he get them?
Don't ask questions you don't know
Another
the
melody
answers to.
mystery.
You know, I don't answer questions the answer to. I need to run to the bathroom.
Well, she does know where she works, though.
Yeah, you guys should know that.
I'm gonna take Isaac to meet up with everyone.
Where is everyone?
I imagine we're going to agree to meet. specific location, like a something.
All right. You
Or
all
cafe
agree.
to get lunch or something.
You want to? It's okay. So there's a map list of restaurants.
Pizza
Pick a
Pharaoh,
restaurant.
maybe?
Where?
Pizza Pharaoh, maybe?
All right. You all go to the Pizza Pharaoh again.
Ah, second time Isaac's been here.
When Isaac enters a bit ahead of everyone else because he was closer to the Pizza Pharaoh than you were, the guy's like, "You again? You gonna order this time?"
Oh yeah, this time. Yeah. I know. Isaac will order a pizza or two and cheesy bread just so.
Yeah, the cheesy bread's fucking good at Pizza Pharaoh.
The fucking crazy bread, though.
I just love these glasses. They're so bubbly.
He'll buy the pizza and just like for everyone when they get there.
Yep.
If they want some.
You guys have hung out enough times where you probably understand their pizza choices.
Yep.
So Isaac is treating everyone to pizza. He tells you, and you guys all arrive. Roleplay, motherfuckers.
So we talked to Oren, and the encounter in 1989 is a bit more personal than. So we have a very strong belief it does tie back into Miranda.
Yeah, I can actually confirm that. I talked to my friend who works at Spindle's Records Keeping.
Ah, because of reasons.
Yeah.
Because of reasons. But he did manage to look it up. There was at that time one of the children they took in was a woman or a girl who was given to the Esper family and given the name Miranda.
Well, it looks like a coincidence. It's all lining up.
I'm back.
Isaac just shared the final nail in the coffin of who the aliens are most likely looking for.
So I know what they're looking for, but they have no ways of knowing how to communicate or.
Question: those wonderful little bunkers you got spaced around. Do any of them have manufacturing or 3D printing?
3D printing is new, but there was a manufacturing textile in one of the old barracks for hazmat suits.
Might be able to do something with that. It's more gonna need someone with some technical information, and Isaac holds up the thumb drive. I managed to make a prototype color language. I think they called it a chromatophoric translation.
Huh.
Something about potential cephalopod communication. I don't know.
Where'd you get that?
For the reasons.
Where'd you
Reasons?
Cephalopod communications? You mean there's talking cuttlefish?
Oh no. That sounds awesome!
I love cuttlefish.
Yeah,
I
there
love
were some
animals.
talking cuttlefish.
I mean, that might be true. Out of character, Isaac may have let some escape.
Isaac is up.
Oh.
It's the perfect hook
I mean-
for some intelligent cuttlefish to come and help us during one of these.
Yeah. The cuttlefish will remember this.
So they know the Altapogo. They're friends.
Basically,
They're pen pals.
what you did was you pulled the Mass Effect 1 and you let the Arachne Queen go.
Oh.
But more like the Hanar.
You fucking shit, you did.
This tech, they said it was mostly for a potential full-bodied suit. Might be able to rig something up, but it's. I'm not sure.
Really nice photography equipment.
Go ahead.
So Kaiko pulls out a laptop and plugs in the thumb drive into it. And what is Kaiko making out like what the schematics need?
Okay. So, this is a suit. Okay, let me try and bullshit this.
You see the new Invisible Man?
So it's not gonna. I know what you're getting at, but it's not gonna be exactly that. It's actually made using a special, like. It's a bit more like Rorschach's mask, where
Exactly what I was thinking.
you would have this sort of like. It's a plastic bodysuit within a plastic bodysuit, and inside there is a liquid. That when given electrical like shocks, like mild, super mild electrical shocks, changes into different colors and patterns,
It's
in a
basically
fashion that can be controlled thanks to little like dials that sort of like stick to the head, like suction cups, and sort of read brainwaves that allow the person wearing the suit to generate a pattern based on what they think. And it also can respond to emotions as well, sort of like a chameleon. So a person can concentrate and use the suit to display certain patterns, as well as just project patterns based on their feeling.
basically a technological reproduction of the cuttlefish's own color-changing chromatophores.
Yep. It's not quite as advanced. Like, it can't do full-on camouflage the way a cuttlefish can. Like, it can't figure out how to match the environment behind you, so you couldn't, like, blend into trees with it. But you can make it display a variety of very complex or very simple patterns.
Should be very, very popular at raves.
It's it went through several revisions to try and make it more intuitive. The final, well, final in air quotes, the last proposed beta version of the suit was supposed to have be very intuitive, but they never actually got to the production stage, and that's what you have as your sort of final schematic here. It doesn't require any particularly hard to source materials, but having something that could make the specific chemical compound for the liquid, it's going to need a pretty advanced chemistry set.
I'm going to roll for bunker.
Also,
what would I roll for bunker?
And, Isaac's like, I do know a pathologist who...
Yeah, that's true.
Chemical pathologist.
Roll for sharp.
Saying that, like, all scientists are the same field, but there might be something there. She might know something about synthesizing.
Oh,
I mean, she is a xenopathologist, so yeah.
Okay, so that would be a 10 on the bunker. So, the other bunker we used the other day, it had a chemistry set for figuring out pathogens. So if we could just go back to that one, we could theoretically figure out.
Yeah.
Is maybe one of the suits from one of the hazmat suits as a basis.
Mm-hmm.
The one
Yeah,
we
we do
went
still have
before for
those.
the dissection would probably be the most efficient.
Oh, radiation shielding would be good. Some lead-lined ones.
We have
That's a
plenty of
good
those.
point.
We have plenty of those.
Out of character, I know Kaiko doesn't want Hal to get near these aliens, but for reasons that he's not, really going to go into, and this is kind of some game bullshit, is he can feel what other things are feeling and respond to it. And if this responds to emotions, he can respond with the correct emotions.
Mm-hmm. That's a smart point.
This is a little long shot,
There's
but
a lot of materials there, so theoretically we can potentially make more than one suit if need be. No sense in having only one person do all the translations.
So,
Three.
a question for the group. Does anyone have the weird move, weird science?
I mean, Kaiko has weird, but
No, the weird move I chose was empath. So
I didn't choose a weird move because all it says on the flake is use magic. But
Yeah.
he said
theoretically, Kaiko could choose that as her alternate weird move because I haven't decided what my need is.
I think I had no limits.
Yeah, I think Kaiko's gonna go weird science for alternate weird.
Okay. But none of you have weird science at the moment.
No.
Cool, you're going to need someone else to build the suit.
Uh,
Because while you can read the schematic, you guys do not, none of you have the training to make the thing the schematic is making. Like, I can read the schematics for a car, but that does not mean I know how to, like, solder parts together, shape them in the factory and all that, make sure that they're, like, stable and aren't going to, like, fucking blow up on me like a Pinto. So you are going to need someone with, like, experience with weird technology to make this suit.
Could we ask Orin again?
I don't think.
I mean, you could. I don't know if it would get you what you want, but you could.
He might know.
Would Isaac get the feeling that Dr. Mallory would know this stuff?
If she doesn't, she's at least part of, like, the science team, so she might know someone who would. The only person you know personally who definitely would be Dr. Wen, but that would involve a lot of splaining.
And I'm not ready to roll. I'm not ready to roll. Deal with the agency. That's a big move.
Yep.
So our best bet would be to ask Dr. Mallory if she knows anybody who would help out some idiot teenagers on the sly.
I mean, I did talk to her just recently. Today. Or earlier today, so. Next. Hey, Mallory, I was just going, so may I actually have a favor to ask dealing with the current case off the books?
Response. I knew you wanted me to do something with that ghost blood.
Not actually the ghost blood. It's actually the melody lights and the aliens. Gonna attempt not first contact, but establishing contact with one.
You see a little ... in a text messenger. Rad.
Need someone that you may know on how to synthesize, and Isaac will, use the technical jargon that is a little beyond me right now.
And she eventually responds, well, when it came to chemistry, I generally focus on biochemistry, but we do have some very strange biological organisms, in our line of work. Sasquatches create silicone fur, for example.
Polyester.
So yeah, polyester fur, for example. So I could probably do it if you had a lab of proper equipment.
Kaiko does.
Fun fact, I do.
All right, I get off at 6. I'll meet you wherever the lab is.
Is it the one she went to do the gourmand dissection?
Yeah, but you didn't tell her that.
Okay, I'll say it's the bunker you've been to.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I'll meet you there.
So I think it would make the most sense that they would have other stuff besides just medical stuff there.
Mm-hmm.
Isaac will, after texting her, go, all right, Dr. Mallory is going to meet us at the bunker that she did the dissection.
All right. You want a Batman wipe to the bunker? All right. Dr. Mallory meets you at the bunker. You give her schematics. She smiles. Starts working.
For an extra order of cheesy bread.
Oh, fuck yeah, cheesy bread. She eats while working on the thing. I'm just imagining she's got like her lab coat on, and in one hand she's just like scarfing down cheesy bread like a fucking wolf, and with the other hand she's typing on a computer, getting it to properly synthesize this chemical. Looking at schematics to see exactly how much you want and what proper storage procedures would be. And let's see. So you need some sort of plastic suit.
All the
I can actually make that with this here. It turns out she starts unlocking equipment, and you find out that in one there is actually a hazmat suit maker. That is modifiable. This is a strange bunker you found.
Yeah, I find weirder stuff in here all the time.
Yeah. If I didn't know any better, but why would they lose it? Why would they just leave it out here? And got some things we can repurpose here.
Celia's going to turn to Kaiko. You sure you're ready to do this?
No, but what choices do we have?
All right. In 5 hours' time, I think we can have this suit ready.
Alright.
Just got the one.
Just one. In another 5 hours, I could make a second.
I think we should have at least 2. How much time do we have left before the...
The premonition that you had, or the thing you did to roll, when they will, the classic men will strike next, it will be after dark in the park. Dark will fall around 8:30 p.m.
What time is it now?
It is currently 6:30.
Oof.
We'll be finished by midnight.
You'll be finished with the first suit by midnight. If you want 2, you'll be finished by 4 a.m.
Hal is going to look at Kaiko and go, Kaiko, I know how you feel about anyone besides you doing this, but do you know how I can feel how people are feeling around me?
I suppose you're right if we only have one. Alright, make a
Sorry, I meant to
choice.
ask this. But I tried to ask this earlier. Would this be something Isaac knows about Hal from childhood?
You always know that he's strangely intuitive and empathetic about people's feelings in a way that's almost uncanny, but you wouldn't know it's explicitly a supernatural thing.
He might have suspicions now that he...
Yeah, you've been working for spooks long enough to have suspicions, but you haven't had concrete evidence.
Is that like a spoiler that this is actually Spooks? Because you keep saying Spooks instead of Spindle.
Shit. No, that's just me accidentally naming two shady organizations.
Yeah.
It's alright.
What is this
I
Conquered
knew what you were
World?
going for, but I just wasn't sure.
No, it's an accident. It's a total accident. Why did I name? I mean, you know, they're both shady organizations. They investigate, but why both SP? That's weird. That's weird, William. That's a weird writing choice.
Well, Spooks is just a general term for like a Spooks organization.
I know what, like, Spooks is named Spooks because government spook is a term that people have been using for the Men in Black before they used the Men in Black. And that's the joke of Spooks organization and Adam. And Spindle has a meaning for this that hasn't been revealed, but it is specific to this. It's just a weird coincidence that both of them are vaguely Men in Black-like organizations that start with SP. What the fuck, my brain?
I can't wait to fight J.C. Clark.
He's not appearing in this one. You know, we've got a different problem in this one.
Dr. Y!
No! No.
You know, the big difference is that Spooks is a vaguely government-like organization. Spindle is a company. There's a CEO at the top of this chain, not a scientist.
Ooh.
So Hal is
The most evil monster of all.
Besides, the suit's probably going to wind up pretty bulky. Hal's probably one of the only ones who could fit in it and use it properly.
You're not going to lose anybody, Kaiko. We're going to make sure of it.
Yeah, and we can set up some kind of trap just in case the stuff goes bad.
The aliens will
Why
figure
not?
it out. They're aliens, they'll figure it out.
Kaiko, I'll even let you use my rifle again if that, you know, going to provide cover for Hal. Because it's either Hal or me that's going in the suit. Because, I mean...
Mechanically, Hal.
Mechanically,
Yeah.
Hal, because he can do
Yeah.
bullshut with emotions, and that's how this suit operates.
Also, being put into damn situations gets some points. So,
Yep.
I think almost is like, well, that's the thing. I was like, these aren't the first aliens I've dealt with, but he's like caught himself.
We're not going to let anything happen to Hal.
And
if we can only
besides,
make one, then
besides Kaiko, Hal bitch slapped a Bigfoot.
And I get the general to bring the cats.
it's
By the way, you've been very quiet today, General. He's just like riding on her shoulder.
He's full of tuna.
He's been in a lot of public places. He's been behaving himself.
Good General. Scratches his ears.
He's on your shoulders. You have a bobcat around your shoulders.
Yes, he's like draped across her
you know,
shoulders.
you know what it is? It's like when you have a corgi in a backpack and you see its head sticking out.
Oh. She carries the general around in a backpack.
Except the general's bigger than a corgi.
Yeah, it's like a big old backpack. It looks like there's a bunch of stuff in it, but it's just the general chilling in it. He hops out whenever he wants to.
Kitty in a backpack.
Okay, so, yeah, Hal's made his case for going into the suit. Nobody has
Yep, and
got a better
Kaiko's
argument. Because I literally can just roll to, like, speak to things with emotions.
Yeah. Should we talk to Miranda while we wait these 5 hours?
I don't know if
I
we should
just-
bring up...
I mean, she probably deserves to be updated that these things are coming for her specifically.
We don't know where she lives, but like she's probably headed to work by now.
I mean, I live in the same apartments that she does.
You what?
I beat her down in the laundry room.
What?
She borrowed my soap and never gave it back.
What? You live with Miranda Esmer?
live in the apartments.
That is so fucking cool.
I know.
That
I
bitch
mean,
took, like,
they're like, I guess that's the bad part of town because there's always like screaming and there's people just walking into places and it's just fake. But I'm not sure.
Someone got
Like
shot
other
there a week ago.
old woman went on a rampage.
Oh, the one that was the one that had a lot of cocaine on her.
Yeah.
I think she had found the YouTuber's stash or something. I don't know.
Of course, he stashed it around town. Of course.
Of course he
I
gave
mean-
cocaine to an old lady.
Yeah, she lives on like the floor below me.
So do we want to go do that, or
Mm,
do we want
They.
I
What it
believe
sounds
she
like.
isn't. I believe she is entitled to know.
Agreed.
yeah.
And if she knows something that might help us with this,
Now, here's a question: do we all go show up on her doorstep and barge in, going, "Hey, we have to talk to you about this very personal thing that shaped your life,"
Yes,
Or-
definitely.
or do we need to send only a few?
I'd say only a
Because-
few.
There's only 5 of you. And
I'm good. I'm good at talking to people.
And we
Me
could
too.
split up and start
I
making
can
a
manipulate.
trap and
I'm
scout
good at
out the park.
Let's trap against aliens.
I mean,
As-
the trap can be that they can't abduct whoever is in the suit. We
Yeah,
don't have
like they
to
try it.
physically try to trap a goddamn alien.
It could be like a pit trap that they fall into and it seals
mean, they-
over them to like a panic room.
Or we could tie a rope to Hal, and so if they try and take him, he gets.
Then
pulled
he'll
out.
just
yeah.
be kited in the air on the end
But
of
they
a steel
wouldn't get
rope,
him, and we can pull him back down.
a very colorful kite or sky balloon.
Well, they did say to not use rope. Do you have like
Right.
steel cables? That's
I mean, there's probably
we're-
some somewhere in these bunkers,
You're a
right?
construction worker, Hal.
I already stole the backhoe and I feel really bad.
That was in the other melody.
It still was from the 60s. So yeah, I imagine there is steel cable in these bunkers because everything else is in these bunkers.
The
Well,
old
it was a
store might
military
have it.
medical bunker. There'll be cable.
Yeah, we can use the cable to if they try and take you. The trap springs. You don't get taken. We know they're trying something nefarious. Kaiko shoots them.
I don't want to shoot an alien.
If they're
That
trying to
causes
kidnap
it-
Hal, I'm shooting an alien.
Yeah, but I don't want the planet to be destroyed.
I'm trying to take Hal. I'm shooting an alien.
Wow.
He got her off the street. She's not letting anything bad
Oh
happen to
god,
Hal.
it's the damsel of the world situation.
He is the fucking Daphne, guys. He's
Yeah.
stated to be specifically the Daphne.
Zoe's not letting anything bad happen to Hal if she can help it. She will shoot an alien if it saves Hal. He took her off the street.
So yeah, let's want to split up and get like the safe trap ready. The save Hal trap.
I guess I have to do that part because I'm the trap master. Who's gonna go talk to Miranda?
I will.
I mean, I could.
I think you should, Kaiko. You know what it's like.
Echo and Celia, I could drive you.
Yeah, and Hal and Zoe would go to the park and pick a spot before it gets dark, and they're not
Yes.
there by themselves.
I got a 10. What I roll for trap? Plus sharp. I got 11. And another experience point, because I'm just using so much sharp tonight.
Nice. What's the result of
Okay.
an 11 for a trap building?
10 plus. You not only do you capture something, but you can choose one extra effect. It will take some time for the victim to get free. The trap inflicts harm, or the trap may be reset and reused later.
Okay.
Which I will have to re-roll if I want to reuse it.
So the thing is trapped is Hal.
Yes. If they try
I mean-
taking the trap is sprung and Hal is safe. And I'm going to choose to re-roll to reset the trap if it happens, and I get a +1.
Okay.
Well, that's the first option. The like take longer to escape. It might take longer
no,
to.
we're capturing Hal. We don't want to make Hal
Therefore-
unable to get out of it.
No, I mean it might take it longer for them to get him out of the trap.
Yeah, just reverse it.
Alright, fair enough. That's a good point. We use that one. They can't just cut the cables and get him out.
So you've got Hal trapped in a way where they will have trouble abducting him.
Yes. And
Fuck me, that's clever use of that skill. Fuck me, that's smart. You set a trap for one of your allies so the aliens have trouble getting him. That's fucking smart. Okay.
No, that was good.
Alright, that's good. Yeah, well, you succeed. Hal is suitably trapped.
And I'm close to leveling up again.
Alright.
I'm on fire with these
Let's
points tonight.
where's my Esper team? Who's going on Team Esper?
That's Kaleidoscope and
Isaac?
Isaac, yeah.
Alright.
I want to say
Okay.
Hal for a reason, but
You wanted me to come
So-
with? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He did
so
make his weight though.
okay. You guys, go to Isaac's apartment, and Isaac, as a person who lives there, you know that you can get tenants' names on the one chart. It's last names, but I mean, M. Esper.
Yeah, the
Kind of
only
an unusual
Esper
last name.
probably here.
You figure out her room number, and you go to her door.
Now, we should probably discuss this on the ride over, but what are
Yeah.
we telling
Yeah,
her?
well,
Like, how
I'll
are we
allow
going
you to
guys?
discuss this on the ride over. You can have the discussion now. If you...
Well, I figured that some people might be looking for her. And by people, we mean monsters.
Cool. Totally not a scary thing to tell a woman alone in her apartment.
like how to break it is like
No real way we're not going to sound crazy, but she might already know. She does already know, right? That's the feeling you two got from Warren?
You didn't get explicit confirmation, but you got a feeling. Kaiko specifically got a feeling.
yeah.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, Flake. Oh no, I'm the Flake.
Oh no!
Reference to yesterday. Carry on.
Guess we just
on
want
the
to jump
door.
into it. I don't think planning this out ahead of time is going to do you much good.
Yeah.
Just knock on the door.
All right. You knock on the door. For the last time, I didn't steal your soap.
That's debatable, but that's not why I'm here to.
That's debatable.
Isaac actually Bob looks up. Is she recording? Is there a camera? Isaac's like, how did she know it was us?
You've never brought this complaint up to her before, so she's probably thinking you're someone else.
Yeah, that's what's confusing him. It's like, no, Miranda, no, that's not. It's Isaac. I need to talk to you for.
Isaac
I got
who?
some. Your neighbor.
Oh, what, downstairs?
We're sent by Oren, or we know Oren. We need to talk.
There's the sound of a door unlocking twice, because, apartment buildings often have the chain lock and then the turn lock. And Miranda slowly creaks open the door so she can, get a look at you. And then she opens it all the way. Oren sent you?
Not officially. No, I'm just. He's like looks to the others like.
Kaika's fidgeting.
You're just a grown man with 2 teenage girls?
Hey, Kaiko's in her 20s.
Yeah, but
She doesn't look like it.
you both look you're both college age and you look a bit young.
Wow.
Is it just
She
size?
is 60, guys. She's not gonna be the best judge of age.
Thanks?
It's more like I'm the chauffeur, as I've said several times today. But work for Oren.
She's wearing a baggy sweater with like a B-movie monster printed on it.
Would Kaika know which monster it is?
Yeah, let me actually, I gotta grab a document that has this listed. This will be some fun foreshadowing. Give me a second.
Sergeant Trundle.
It'd be funny if it was Sergeant Trundle, but no. There we go. It's Kamajira the Indestructible.
Oh.
What's Kamajira the Indestructible?
Kamajira the Indestructible is a large, like, turtle lizard monster from a Japanese kaiju flick of the 60s.
So it's basically like a dragon turtle.
Yeah, it's essentially Godzilla and Gamera fusion.
She's watching that?
She's wearing.
She has a sweater with like the 4th Kamajira suit has like a faded print on it, like there's little bits of the paint that have chipped off. It's obviously a well-used sweater. She's also in very ratty pajama pants that have little skulls and crossbones on them.
Mood.
She has not done her makeup. Her hair is down and a little bit frayed.
2 things.
But looking at her, she does not look a day over 32.
2 things. 1, your fashion sense is impeccable. 2,
Thank you.
We think someone might be after you.
That's fucking
creepy.
terrifying to say.
I know, but I figured it would be good to just get that out there.
She looks at you all and it's like, I feel this conversation's weird to have in a doorway. Would you like to come in?
Yes, please.
So you all come in. You see her apartment's a bit of a mess. She has this very similar style of interior decorating as Oren, only replace like cryptids and UFOs with movie monsters.
Yes.
Particularly bad movie monsters. It seems she has a fondness for cheese. There's even like a fucking glass case that has like a faded, cracked rubber mask from like a really cheapo Roger Corman production.
Oh, so that's where
Oh, man.
the mask of the vampire.
She sits on the couch, grabs a box of Cheez-Its, sticks her hand in, grabs a fistful, and begins munching. Alright. What's up? Who's after me?
Kaika will start introducing with her.
Alright, to be perfectly frank,
Then she looks, hold that thought. Everyone stay where you are. She goes to her bedroom door and closes it, and then sits back on the couch and grabs the Cheez-It. Okay, continue.
Was suspicious.
Why did she go to her bedroom?
wait, did we see Oren's car when we pulled into the parking lot?
No.
Um,
I closed my bedroom because it's my bedroom.
Isaac didn't say that out loud.
Yeah, I'm like, what? That's an odd thing to.
Anyways, be perfectly blunt. You were a child. You were abducted by your mother. Your biological mother was abducted by the Kaleidoscope men, and you were placed into foster care, given to the Esper family. And now we have serious belief that the same extraterrestrials have been seeking you out.
So up
I
until
understand
now,
this is a pretty
until
heavy
now-
thing to drop on someone.
yeah, up until now, Miranda has regarded you with mild suspicion tinted by a great deal of amusement because this is so weird. When you say that, the amusement is gone.
I understand
And
this is a lot to
the
drop on you, and
suspicion-
apologize.
The suspicion curdles into a very dark expression. How do you three know?
Adoption records through
Only
the...
a couple of people know that I'm adopted.
I don't know how
What
he.
did Oren tell you?
Actually, nothing.
I did not
Yeah,
speak to her, and I'm the
then
one who
how
found
do you
this
know
information out.
He made a point of actually not telling us and explaining why he doesn't want to tell us. And
Then how do you know this?
If you'll let me explain, I was able to contact someone in records, and they were able to track down the details of your adoption.
Spindle. You work for Spindle. Okay.
Oh,
Person I talked to works for Spindle.
They're hiring teenagers now?
No,
Oh,
I also.
they're hired by Oren. They're hired by Oren. I talked to works for Spindle.
Tell your
and they were
bosses
able-
I have been out of it. I have been out of it for decades. I am not involved in that stuff anymore. I have purposely distanced myself from it. They don't need to keep checking up on me. Okay?
Isaac
I
just
stay
kinda
in. I
takes-
stay in every night of the light show. I make sure I get home well before dark. I am not involved in this anymore.
Isaac takes a deep breath and just kind of looks at Celia and Kaiko before going assess her. But we are not asking you to rejoin. We are not asking you to reactivate. We are just here to deliver the warning that they are specifically looking for you.
And with that, like the anger just turns into sheer panic.
They've already taken other.
And when I say panic, Kaiko, I mean panic. She begins hyperventilating, and like you see, like her
Ooh.
pupils, like
Oh,
shrink.
oh.
No. Okay. No. I've done everything right. They shouldn't be looking for me. I'm done. I'm out of this.
And that we are not going to let them get
Sounds
you.
like someone needs Godzilla movies.
We've got an hour before sunset. I could make it to the studio.
we're.
do you have any idea why they're looking for you?
You work for Spindle. You should know.
I don't.
We don't.
I mean, you said it. And she opens her bedroom and closes the door immediately as she goes in, and you hear her voice somewhat muffled by the door. She's like, "You said it. They abducted my mother when I was a baby, and then they put me through the foster care system. My mother wasn't pregnant when they abducted her. 9 months of pregnancy in 1 week? Why do you think they're after me?"
Oh.
And she comes out, and she's dressed somewhat more professional. As if she was going into work. She quickly gets her hair into a bun, so it's not quite as frayed. I'm an experiment. I don't know what that experiment was. I don't know what they were doing, but I am not normal, and now they're after me again.
Either. Marco says.
What'd you say?
You cut off a little bit there.
I said neither am I.
Yeah, those scars are kind of right in the open.
She looks at you and she sees the scars on your face.
It is normal.
So that's why you're working with them.
I don't want anyone else to end up like me. I want to stop them, whatever they're doing.
Yeah. I grok that. I wanted to stop them too. But, gumption and spunk and all that doesn't do a whole lot against things that fly in fucking UFOs.
No, it doesn't.
Alright. I've got enough time to make the decision before dark. I would love to give you all some answers to whatever questions you have about my traumatic past. But if they are coming for me, I want to be underground, so I need to get to my studio. Okay, so
All right.
you don't have to go home, but you can't stay in my fucking apartment.
I know it's
Right. And I apologize. Sorry,
Hey,
what?
you know what? Thank you for the warning. I am glad you told me. My night really would have been ruined by being abducted by aliens in my fucking apartment. So, thank you. I know it doesn't come off genuine, but I am genuinely thanking you. I am glad for the warning. Thanks. Tell Spindle I don't want any part of this. Okay, bye-bye. Get out of here. Shoo.
All right. Can Isaac wait until the girls are out for a moment before he steps out?
Yeah.
And he says, complete honesty, Spindle does not even know that you're involved in this. Currently, I'm doing this off the books. There is back to the higher-ups. This is personal. How to make it so that no one else goes through what your mother and...
She squints at you. I knew a Spindle agent who did stuff off the books. I hope you're covering your ass. It did not end well for him. But I
this
appreciate it.
organization this long without doing that.
Yeah, it's funny. He said something similar. I appreciate it. I just hope for your sake, you're covering your ass.
You just kind of last escape it, then I do what I can. And then Isaac leaves.
She leaves not long after you guys do. Like, you guys are in the parking lot and you see her rushing to her car, starting it up, and she's out before you are.
I'm glad we didn't piss her off.
You want to make sure she gets to the studio?
We'll follow.
It's still
we'll
daylight,
trail behind her.
so...
Yeah, but still, just
Let's just trail after her.
Yeah. You guys managed to follow her
No.
and, like...
Isaac wanted to ask them something.
Yeah?
I would have really appreciated if we kept some of the details of that conversation to ourselves. Not exactly at liberty to discuss some things yet. But
Which details?
I just... My van's a civilian van. It's not unmarked.
It's unmarked.
Isaac goes, it doesn't really matter. Just
Be right back. I have to go get something real quick.
Okay. Just to wrap, this up, and then we'll wait for Kay to come back. You guys see Miranda get to the station. She actually waves at you because she noticed that you followed, but didn't mind because she kind of figured out why. And she, rushes into the studio and presumably gets to the basement. And
Celia just sends her the thumbs up.
all right. And now we're in the intermission.
I haven't done one of these in a while.
All right. Give me a second. Here we go. Shudder at Wrath of the Kaleidoscope Man. Humanity peered into the unknown and tampered in God's domain. This new radioactive molecule will benefit all mankind or be used in weapons. Have you considered that we might be tampering in God's domain? See the amazing flying saucer! Oh my god, a flying saucer! You shouldn't take the Lord's name in vain, Chet. Tremble at the invaders of another world! You pitiful earthlings, you know not what you do! It is God's domain you tamper in! And feel the wrath of the Kaleidoscope Man! Dear God, its head. It's a variety of colored patterns. You shouldn't take the Lord's name in vain, Chet. Ah! Mankind has tampered in God's domain, and so it shall face the wrath of the Kaleidoscope Man. Down, Kaleidoscope Man! Down! No! I think I love you, Chet. Even if you take the Lord's name in vain too often. If mankind does not stop its tampering in God's domain, there will be consequences. Wrath of the Kaleidoscope Man, coming to a theater near you. Terrifying beyond belief. A prehistoric horror creature from beyond the age of man. Kamajira is a turtle, but also a dinosaur. A dinosaur turtle? A prehistoric beast of unfathomable power.
I'm back.
Dear God, it's huge. Only
Well,
Plan
it's doing
Z can
trailers.
stop it. Or the oxygen destroyer. No, Plan Z. We can use both. Put it in the... No, Plan Z. Oh, okay, Plan Z. What is Plan Z? Will it stop Kamajira, the indestructible?
oh my god.
Stomping to a theater near you.
I love this movie.
All right, we're back. Okay, gang. Do you reconvene in the park?
I imagine we reconvene at the bunker to get the suit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I do need to get.
But Hal is extremely trapped in the trap, so...
No, he's not in the trap yet. They set it
Yeah, it
so...
springs if they try and take them.
Yeah.
Okay. So... night falls at around 9:30. The suit will be ready at around 11:30. What do you do?
There's nothing we really can do until this suit is ready, because If they abduct
Well, where
me,
do you wait? Where do you choose to wait before you go get the suit?
I imagine we were waiting in the bunker.
Smart.
would be the safest place.
I don't want to spread Fluffy Bastard any more favors, but do you think the Mothman would know precisely when they were showing up?
Fluffy bastard.
Think he likes cheesy bread?
That's if it's not all gone.
I mean, Geico did find one of the very old, like the original Kaleidoscope Man merchandise. If we can trade for that.
Okay, so
You okay?
yep.
Our bond's
Hopefully.
got Will.
What hopes? You well, the Kaleidoscope, the Mothman is waiting for you outside the bunker. So you get back to the bunker at around 7:30. And the Mothman is in the trees when you look for him. So if you want to find out if the Mothman can help, there's something that wants to come out, but it's not coming out yet. Fun. So, what do you do?
For a
It's a
Klondike
drunken
bar?
sailor?
Do you offer the Mothman your cheesy bread, Isaac?
Mothman's watching.
Like, got some cheesy bread. Want some?
Mothman flies from his perch and lands next to you. Cheesy
I
bread?
know you're not supposed to feed the birds in the woods, but figure you might like some.
Oh, a funny joke. What is cheesy bread?
It's like pizza, but in
Without the sauce.
more of the cheese.
Ah, pizza, the divine food.
You're telling me.
Yes, I would like some cheesy bread.
I'm happy to share, and out of the kindness of sharing, Isaac hands it over.
We also have different sauces.
Mothman, like, you extend the cheesy bread, Mothman smiles and says, I have a feeling you want something.
Well, you know, some to visit the park tonight. We're just not exactly sure when. We'd like to be punctual.
Ah. Well, the Kaleidoscope men don't talk to me, so I wouldn't know exactly when they plan on setting down. But I could keep eyes on the park and warn you when I see them heading this way. And you want me to do this for cheesy bread?
I mean, cheesy bread was the conversation starter.
I will have to taste this cheesy bread before I decide whether or not I agree.
Isaac holds it out and then is takes it and is ready to toss it. Like, I don't know if he has hands.
Afraid of the bite.
I mean,
Mothman opens his jaws wide, so you see completely into his fucking trash can lid mouth, and all of the small, sharp shark-like teeth hidden in there, and he opens it wide, just like a fraction of an inch away from your hand. Ah.
do you dip it marinara before you put it in?
Sure, yes.
Sure.
It's like
Feeding a giant patu.
it's like that one episode of the original DuckTales where the mailman is putting the mail into Magica Dispel's mailbox and trying not to get his fingers bitten off. That's all I can think of right now.
feeds the Mothman cheesy breads.
Okay.
Wow, the words roleplay
reach-
games make you say.
You reach into you reach your hand into that mouth, and there is just immeasurable dread the minute your fingers pass that threshold. Like, you swear to all that exists that you are going to get your hand bitten right the fuck off, but you drop the bread in.
Use my non-dominant hand.
You quickly retract your hand out, and Mothman slowly closes his jaws as if he had no intention of ever biting off your hand. And his jaws move like a Muppets do when they're eating, which is to say, like, they're not solid bones. You know how when Cookie Monster Inc. eats, it's a hand inside a cloth puppet just mashing a cookie up?
Yeah.
And so the jaws move as if they're multi-jointed.
Ugh.
It's like that. Like, it eats like Cookie Monster. It eats. Just get the cook. I just want to make sure you and anyone who's listening gets the visual of Mothman eating like Cookie Monster.
A cheesy monster.
If there is more cheesy bread, this is an acceptable trade.
I mean, Taco holds up the whole bag.
Honestly,
A
if you'd
very
like,
acceptable.
I mean,
who knows? I might be able to get some more for you later on.
Get the Mothman addicted to cheesy bread.
Mothman's just Arberus now.
Oh my god!
Fuck, you're right.
You're right.
I was wondering when you would get, when someone would get what I was trying to do.
Yeah, that's actually a
The
really
scary
good
alien thing with delicious food.
Much more powerful than we are.
All right, so Mothman opens his trash can like fucking jaws wide again for more cheesy bread.
The cheesy bread and like just dump the container of marinara in there.
Yeah.
Like chum.
And again, when you put your hands between those jaws, there's just immediately just a feeling of like, I'm gonna lose my fucking hand. I'm gonna lose my fucking hand. I'm gonna lose my fucking hand.
Oh, I also have garlic butter if you want to try it with that.
Woo! He intones while his jaws remain completely motionless.
Celia trots up to him and actually leans in, heads in there, and she just pours the garlic butter on it.
You also feel just that immediate sense of dread. Like, whatever is inside his mouth is going to be bitten the fuck off. And yet...
Julia's had bits bitten off.
And yet, he doesn't move a muscle until you are clear of his jaws, at which point, it goes all Muppety again.
As this is happening,
Celia,
Celia walks
because... Celia, you stuck your head inside his jaws, right?
Yeah.
If you look down, it's bottomless.
I wanted to see if there was a puppeteer in there.
There's no uvula. There's no, like, you can't see the sides of his throat. It's literally just a black fucking void, like looking into a well.
This is happening. Zoe walks up with the general, sees that, and just you guys feeding the Mothman cheesy bread and sauces. Stares, opens her mouth to say something, closes it, picks up the general, and walks away. Nope.
This has been a weird day for Isaac.
We're getting the cats, General. Let's go.
A very acceptable bargain. And the Mothman spreads its wings. I will keep an eye on the park for you, and alert you as soon as I see signs of mischief. And Mothman flies off.
That was fun.
And I thought he was going to bite my hand off like the entire time.
I don't know why. I really wanted to see if there was a puppeteer in there. There wasn't.
Not in this dimension.
I think that'd be even more worrisome. Just seeing a giant arm
And
stretching.
That would almost be more disturbing.
The hand turns to you and does one of those hand smiles that they.
True eldritch abomination.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, got us there.
How
Okay.
far is this bunker from the house?
Well, we didn't go to house. We all went to the bunker.
Is it how far from house is the bunker?
I'd say like a 25-minute walk.
Okay, yeah, so he's actually going to go and get the other cats.
All right.
She's not fucking around.
All right. You managed to get the other cats and get back to the bunker before dark. You guys go in the bunker. Mallory is there. She's got a Nintendo Switch. She's playing a video game of some sort.
Mallory's at house?
No, she's
No,
at the
no.
bunker.
Zoe
Oh.
went to house to get the cat army.
Mallory is in the bunker waiting for you guys.
Zoe walks in the bunker with all her army of cats. I am the Necomancer!
That's a lot of feral cats.
Good work, General.
Yeah, fuck you, Chairman Rose. Piece of shit.
Are you playing Pokemon?
Yes? Wait, I should have said no. Yes?
Oh, well. Wonder what's your team.
Who's your starter?
The Spy Chameleon, obviously.
The best choice.
So he just.
Do we really need another stealthy assassin amphibian?
Yes, there's never enough. It's not an amphibian though. It's a reptile.
Listen, he snipes people. There's no other choice.
Zoe, with her army of feral cats, goes over and starts watching her play Pokemon until the time is right.
She is wiping the floor of Chairman Rose.
Oh, fuck, she has all perfect IVs. Shit.
Ha! He's a punk.
Punk ass bitch CEO. And unless you guys have anything other to do, hours pass.
Basic does have a theory about why they want Miranda.
About what?
About why the Kaleidoscope men are going after Miranda, or like why the experiment happened in the first place.
Go on.
Alright, there's children running around very loudly all of a sudden, so I'm trying not to.
How convenient we're talking about a child born from aliens.
But Mephisto said about the gourmand, or actually what you said, Mallory, too. Extraterrestrials needing something of the place they're visiting to adapt to it. What if she's their translation device?
Interesting theory.
That is an interesting theory.
That would make a certain amount of sense. If you're having trouble communicating with a species that can't communicate the way you physically do, create a hybrid that's able to do both.
I mean, that's what Klaatu. It's the Klaatu situation.
The what situation?
Day the Earth stood still.
Creating a native life form that can serve as the translation or the intermediary.
A diplomat. Or even just a translator.
Don't think
Yeah.
she's.
If you want to,
I don't
if
think
you're having
she's gonna
trouble
be willing to
speaking with
come
the
to it.
natives, you make someone, you get someone who learns the natives' language. So you think this Miranda person is a Alien hybrid?
I mean, or a modified human. I don't know. I mean, if they can force grow a human pregnancy within a week, it's a term. That implies a significant degree of genetic engineering prowess.
I mean, obviously something abnormal is going on there.
Isaac suddenly realizes they're having a very, in front of all these civilians. He's like, oh.
Hal's sitting there, like, really interested.
As if we don't already know.
I mean, that might be...
Zoe.
I wasn't sure about it, but after we talked to her, I kind of got that feeling. Now, I wonder if we should... just don't know if we'd be able to convince her.
Zoe and her army of feral cats watch.
It wasn't
Isaac with rapt attention.
It wasn't exactly my area of expertise when I was working for Spindle, but from the few times I did overlap with the alien investigation cases, abduction victims generally do not like revisiting their trauma. There's a reason one of the classic techniques of a person who interrogates a UFO abduction victim is hypnosis. They tend to repress the memory because it is traumatic, deeply traumatic. The more extensive the encounter is, when you have a close encounter of the third kind, the more trauma is associated with it. Whether the aliens mean to or not, they are horrifying to experience.
Which is an unfortunate truth.
Apologies, Dr. Mallory, for your voice sounding so deep when I was trying not to make it so. It's just my respiratory system is being a dick.
Kaika's fidgeting with her face and doing this.
Zoe sends the general to comfort Kaiko.
And repeated abductions don't go well. I know that you were more cryptid watch when you worked
Is it
with
just size?
I mean, we've been talking about this in a while now.
Yeah.
That one's not on me.
I don't know, there's a conversation due eventually.
But when a person gets return abducted, they generally don't come back.
That's the other side of it. Why I did not bring it up to her when we were talking to her. Hopefully we can convince them that they're looking for is not going to help, but what's to stop them from just retrying the experiment?
Yeah.
And it'd take up
I guess
too
you
much
could
time.
buy time by explaining the experiment failed. Like when we're doing a vaccine test. If your vaccine kills the thing that you're trying to heal, you have to go back to the drawing board. Going back to the drawing board takes time. I don't know how long this abduction that you're investigating took place.
60s, early 60s.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, they're looking for their experiment 60 years after they started it? There's going to be a long period of going back to the drawing board if you can convince them that it failed.
And with the suit, they may not even need this translator.
Possibly.
If it can be refined with further...
So, my suggestion would be to convince them that it's dead. That their creation died. That whatever they did to it resulted in death. Then they're going to, if they want to pursue that project again, they're going to have to try and figure out a way to do it completely differently. And stop looking for the person they're looking for. I mean, eventually, probably in a couple of decades, they're going to have some new attempt that they'll try, but at least that buys you some time.
Just have to see.
But if they can... What if the reason...
Yes, Zoe?
Do they know she's alive? They were looking for her. I don't know if lying to them and saying she's dead will work.
I mean, alien microchips and
If they're abducting wrong people, they obviously don't have a great understanding of what their creation should be.
That's true.
Like, Cassie Peterson, she's a teenager. They should be looking for a 60-year-old woman or man.
Her mother, when she was abducted, was around that same age as Cassie.
maybe they don't have the
They
same
could be
grasp on
confused.
time as we do.
Maybe
Maybe
Very
they don't
likely.
understand the human life cycle or the life cycle of a modified human that they made. It's clear that whatever experiment they're doing, they did not have a clear idea of what the results would be if they hit someone so far off the mark. I mean, you're talking like you've met the person they're looking for. She was born in the 60s. She must look old, right?
Actually, no.
No?
Isaac looks to the others and is just like, should we tell her?
And
We don't have to
shrug.
tell- we don't
Oh
have
my
to-
god.
You look like the type who's
Miranda.
watches.
Miranda. You said
Yep.
Miranda. It's Miranda Esper.
You look like
Oh my fuck. I thought she was a vampire.
oh, that was
Part
my
of the
when
reason
I
I went into xenopathology. I thought she was a fucking vampire.
funnily enough when I first met her, I thought so too, but then I saw her carrying her trash out bright early morning one day, so it's like, okay, no, that's not it.
Oh my god.
Oh, come on. Vampires can't actually be killed by the sunlight.
I
Depends
guess,
on the
Some of them at
species.
least rash.
I guess the cat species?
Xenopathologist.
Right. Yeah, I guess the cat's out of the bat. Oh, sorry, guys.
If it's a bacterial infection vampire, it will die upon exposure to sunlight.
That's
But the
weak
viral
sauce.
infection and ectoplasmic vampires don't. Which isn't even getting into species that have evolved to subsist upon blood and the life force contained within.
You know so much.
You
Those
see
ones
why
aren't within
I
my purview,
contacted
though.
her?
I focus specifically on the disease type of vampires.
For some reason, learning that vampires are real shouldn't shock me when we're going to fucking talk to aliens, but it kind of does.
We already knew. Isaac was talking about it to El Coatl.
It's a
Yeah.
TV show.
Yeah, then that's like another universe.
It was a bacterial strain of vampires done in Mexico. Very
shit, I
nasty,
hope my
very
cousin's
aggressive.
okay.
You know, actually, now that you mention the El Coatl show, he fought like those weird pterodactyl man vampires, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
apparently,
there was a corpse in one of the other facilities I worked at that looked kind of like one of those.
It's all coming together.
It all makes sense now.
Except it doesn't.
Yeah, like, finding out that vampires exist shouldn't be that weird. As I'm sitting in a circle talking to cats while we're getting ready to go talk to an alien who is being watched out for us by Mothman. But it is!
petting a cat who has personally fought Bigfoot and the ghost.
Yes! It shouldn't be weird, but it is.
And here I sit, getting ready to get put on my prom dress for the fucking alien prom here. And I'm still weirded out by the vampires.
Damn.
Are you ready to put on that prom dress, Hal?
Is it ready?
Mallory looks, yeah, it's ready for you. And she pulls it out, and sure enough, you see one of the dumbest looking outfits you've ever seen. It's a fucking plastic bodysuit with this jiggly liquid inside it. And it's got like a fucking hoodie that goes over your head, and then there's like these little metal discs that you gotta stick onto your forehead. It looks ridiculous.
Have fun with that, Hal.
Better test it out.
I've seen worse outfits at high school proms. Slips into it and slaps the discs on his head.
All right.
So gross.
There's like a little metal panel on what would be the back of your head. Mallory flips a hatch open and presses a couple of very tiny buttons and just flips the hatch back down, and slowly inky blots start to form in the liquid over you, and then the blots start to take more complicated shapes and different colors begin oozing out. It's very trippy. It looks like the kind of visuals you'd get in like a 60s movie made by people. It's very
it's a
yellow.
lava lamp made of cocaine.
It's very Yellow Submarine. You are wearing a Kaleidoscope suit.
Whoa.
And with every emotion and thought, the colors and patterns shift and change. It's actually very pretty in a somewhat gaudy way because they're bright neon colors. And they're shifting in all these very vibrant, bright colors are shifting in these beautiful, strange, psychedelic patterns.
Incense and peppermints just begins blaring in Celia's mind.
How good of an actor are you, Hal?
Well, we're about to find out.
Try feeling angry for me.
Okay, so that's not an emotion that he's particularly familiar with, but he thinks back to what he felt, when he was upset with people in his childhood pushing him around because he was too nice and too big into everything else, and he projects that as much as he can, and he's gonna roll.
And the suit, the colors shift and they turn like it becomes black mixed with red mixed with like a sort of poisonous yellow, and it flashes vibrantly in a alarming series of shapes and colorations. Okay, now try feeling sad.
Oh, that shit's easy. He thinks to how he felt when nobody wanted to sit with him at school because of the same reasons.
The suit's colors begin to shift into drab, cool colors, predominantly blue, but with bits of purple and green mixed in there as well. And the patterns become very seepy and drippy and oozy. It is it looks like paint that's being washed out of something, but just everywhere. Happy?
That's easy. He looks at Kaiko.
Yep.
Oh,
Bright, cheerful colors. Tons of them, tons of different shades and hues, in a variety of beautiful shapes. It's somewhat garish, but also delightful. The distilled visual of children's television show.
Oh, this one might be a little morbid, but go with me on this because it is part of the message we have to deliver. Think about death. Think about failure. Think about loss.
Oh no, not loss.
Yeah, it's just supposed to
The
black
pail just
aura.
shows up on the screen.
At the word loss, yes, the page of Control Delete immediately emerges. But then when Hal seriously thinks about death itself, the suit turns black and then splotches of gray with like bruised purple and blue and green around the edges appears and sort of ripples through in a visual that is very reminiscent of decay and grief.
Zoe holds the general up to Hal. Positive things.
Once again, the vibrant, happy patterns appear, although now some of them are distinctly cat-shaped. Not full-on, like, cartoon cat, but, like, the kind of shape of, like if you just looked at a cloud and said, hey, that cloud looks like a cat, it would be like that.
I like the deep dreams stuff where, like, images just show up in the background.
Mm-hmm. But they're never super concrete images. It's never like, yep, that's a cat. It's more like, hey, it kind of looks like a cat. The only one that was concrete was Loss.
Guys, I have to pick up Shannon. Can we take a break real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back in a few.
Okay.
We'll get some water.
How much longer can we go on, by the way?
I can go to 11:30, but no longer.
What time is it for you now?
10:53.
So we might have to call it here then.
We might, but I'm going to give Casey a chance. It was a laboratory experiment. Doctor, are you sure this is the right thing to do? If we never try, we'll never know if it could succeed. But the experiment went wrong. Dear God, it's gone wrong! We tampered in God's domain! And now a creeping, crawling thing roams the desert. Hey, what you cutting into my cows? They're all fired round. Is that... Oh, dear God. No. No! Looks like something mutilated this farmer. He probably said the Lord's name in vain. Shouldn't do that.
I was waiting for that.
An oozing thing. A horrible nightmare. The crawling organ. Coming to a theater near you. Night of the Walking Corpse. The corpse that feasts upon the living. The living who fear the walking corpse. The corpse shambling out of its crypt. The living who run from the corpse. We gotta board up these doors. No, we should go in the basement. The corpse which hungers for the living. Get in! Quick! The living who are afraid of the corpse. The corpse which has an insatiable desire for living flesh. The living who have the flesh that the corpse has an insatiable desire for. The corpse which has shambled just to life, or a cruel parody thereof. The living who are the life the corpse so craves and will devour. Night of the living corpse, coming to a theater near you.
Jesus fucking Christ. You're gonna hurt yourself doing that scream.
From Visionary Special Effects, H.R. Geigerschmidt.
Also, TTI DMG2, thanks.
A new tale in horror. More? Did you, Kay? Because I'm not seeing shit. Oh yes, okay. Cuckold.
Captain
What?
Cuckold.
A visionary masterpiece to rival Xenomorph. Starring Playmate of the Week, Nancy Swearinghall. Alien Seductress. This DNA from outer space. Was it right to fuse it with the human genome? I don't know if it's right, but it's progress. Oh no! We tampered in God's domain! She's a seductress. She will hunt men to breed. But will they survive, Doctor? No, because she's some sort of sex monster. Hey, babe, you're like some sort of sex monster. Huh? Let's go back to your place. Oh, you're literally a sex monster! We have to stop the alien seductress before it's too late. How many men? Well, at the rate she's going, she'll have fucked and killed the entire population of Los Angeles in 5 hours. Dear God. A film to rival Xenomorph. Alien Seductress. A future where apes evolved from man? Not in my lifetime. Planet of the Monkey Men! He was an experimental astronaut. Well, Dr. Charles, are you ready to travel through space? Is anyone ever really ready to travel through space? But I'll be the first.
Are all these improv, or
Yeah, all of these are improv.
or do you actually have these written down?
This is all improv, man.
That Species one was genius.
I have the titles that's written down, but the actual commercials I'm just doing on the fly.
Can we have the return of Kamajira?
You want a Kamajira sequel?
Kamajira strikes again.
Okay.
The second Gamma movie is Barugan?
Yeah, but the second Godzilla movie is Godzilla's counterattack. Remember, Kamajira is both.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They mixed the two. How though?
They thought Z-Plan could contain him. Z-Plan will certainly destroy Kamajira. Or send him somewhere else. One of the two. They were wrong. We tampered in God's domain! Kamajira is back! But perhaps the world works in mysterious ways. Another monster! What are we gonna call this one? I don't know. Dear God, it's eating the children. What can stop it? Kamajira! Kamajira and the new monster are biologically linked. They're arch enemies, each fighting to be the alpha species. Alpha species isn't a thing. Shut up, you. If we lure Kamajira to fight the other creature for dominance, Kamajira may destroy it. Kamajira is friend to all children! Ah! Dear God, the other monster killed Kenny. Those bastards. Kamajira's Revenge. Coming to a theater near you. Oh no! It's Zeltor, the Maniacal! A creature from across the stars. A city in peril. Dear God! We tampered in God's domain! How? We didn't cause this? And only one misogynistic mailman can stop him. Women ain't nothing but tits and ass. I gotta stop this Zeltor monster. With the help of his psychic, diminutive woman friend. It's an odd couple sort of thing. Zeltor, the Maniacal, Now, this is a parody of Zarkor the Invader, so if you have not seen it, it will make absolutely no sense. But if you
Yeah,
have
like
seen it,
me now.
it's actually very on top. It's like very on topic. It came, a strange shrieking sound, pulsing, screaming. Oh God, what is that noise? Wait a minute. I know what this is. Every forest and every summer, that noise. But it's never been this loud before. What is it, damn you? What is it? It's a cicada. A giant cicada! The giant cicada. Plaguing the world in a theater near you.
These are really good.
Give me a second, my throat is hoarse. And I'm also out of monster lists, so. Those are all, I have a list of movies for Makarla to name drop when there are, like, intros for her Midnight Monster Madness program, and those are the ones I had saved up. I should draw Kamajira sometime.
You should. That'd be a fun mix of, like, mixing the iconic traits of both.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and Giron. And Giron would be one of his monsters, since Angiron is literally a hybrid of Giron and Anguirus.
You made that, didn't you?
I did. I drew that a while back. I'd probably make it a little bit less explicitly a hybrid of Anguirus and Giron, but yeah. That'd be a fun little thing. Have people draw the various movie monsters I just made the fuck up. So as you guys are waiting in the bunker, Mallory's like, so, you guys watch any TV shows?
I watched that new Castlevania on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been going on for like 8 seasons now. Damn.
Yeah, I got
In
to
a
say,
just world.
I'm glad they finally let Dracula and his science wife come back to life and live happily ever after.
yeah, and I didn't expect Hector to become Death, but in retrospect, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The weird part was when he became undeath later and fought his own self.
Yeah, but it made like a thematic sense. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping they don't renege on the marriage proposal that Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard made to each other. You know, I think we could use a good, healthy polyamorous marriage in television at this point, and I think those three could make it work. Just let them do it.
Yeah, poor Alucard.
Yeah.
They keep hammering poor guy's loneliness. And...
and I'm just glad that after they convinced Carmilla's 3 vampire friends to eat her alive, they went back to him and said, "We're sorry we left," and they made up and they gave that proposal. I just think the next season should, follow through on it and have them all get married.
That would be nice.
What about Hector, though?
Hector can go die again.
I don't really care much about Hector. I did like that Isaac he has 2 giant snakes for arms now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I thought the crossover episode with Helsing was a little strange.
Yeah, and they keep on talking about they've been talking about the crossover with Devil May Cry for a while now, but
I mean, they've been building it up. Devil May Cry's been on for like 3 seasons. Like,
yeah, but like it's been so long now, and they still haven't done it.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's good that they're letting Devil May Cry get its own legs. And I am kind of interested. I'm actually more interested to see how like the Super Metroid adaptation that they've worked in is going to tie into all this. It's like with Devil May Cry, they're both kind of vaguely medieval, gothic, horror-y sort of things, but Metroid's sci-fi horror. So it'll be interesting to see how that meshes.
Man, the Captain intro is going to be insane.
Yeah. I did hear that they're gonna do a Zelda adaptation.
I mean, if anyone can handle it.
I saw the concept art. It looks badass. I'm glad that Midna is one of the main characters.
Yeah, but like, are they gonna make Link talk, or is he just really gonna make gestures?
I've heard they're committing to the idea of him as a mute protagonist.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It was weird when that one spin-off game tried to make him super conversational. It didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, Link should be allowed to be nonverbal. It's fine. We need more of that as well.
Remember that game, that one Zelda game that came out quite a while ago, Breath of the Wild, where it implied he could actually, but he had a vow of silence or something.
Yeah.
He could talk, but he just didn't like to. Because he hated people. Which, is kind of a mood.
Like Chell in the Portal games.
Still no Half-Life 3.
Well, I mean...
Why'd you make it real, Nora?
I'm sorry. We know that's how it's going to happen. In 20 years, this joke is still going to keep going.
I mean, Valve doesn't even make video games anymore. They just continue to sell shitty games on Steam. And, good games, but they haven't sold any new good games on Steam for 4 years.
I think they forgot how to make games.
Nowadays, it's all early access titles like Dick Simulator 9000.
Oh, you played that?
No, but, I mean, I saw the meme.
Oh, you played that? What else can we make fun of?
Man, the new Amazon, that new Amazon Lord of the Rings shows really went off the rails.
Yeah. Last I saw it, the Ronan, the elf accuser, tried to grab a hobbit, and then he got shot in the kneecap.
Deserved it.
I really thought the decision to redeem Smaug felt a little ham-fisted.
No, I think it works. It made sense within the narrative.
Yeah, I guess.
You gotta admit, though, the time when Mimosa made all the elves almost shit themselves to death, I died.
That was prime comedy. Pissed off a lot of Tolkien fans. At least we have a canon explanation now for why Legolas is able to do weird shit like surf down the trunk of an elephant.
Yeah, sort of.
I mean, he knows how to do tricks.
Yeah, he's practiced.
I didn't expect the crossover with Narnia.
Yeah, that was weird. And like the My Little Pony references, I feel like the main writer of the showrunner of that series may not be taking their job entirely seriously, which is really annoying. He promised that he would, and that he had great respect for the source material, and I don't think he's showing it. I mean, he's showing knowledge of it, but I'm not sure if he's showing like respect. I think
I mean, have
There
you
are
seen?
a bunch of little references in there that he didn't have to put in.
That's true.
I think he's just trying to be entertaining with what he was, told to do.
Yeah. And like it is weird. A lot of the themes are kind of still there, but just expressed differently. It's an interesting experiment. I can see why the fans are upset, but like I also kind of get what he's going for.
I mean, I actually read the books like 15 times, and I think it's great.
I went looking around the internet not too long ago when when it was first starting to air, and I found this trilogy of movies that it was supposed to be based on The Hobbit.
Yeah, those don't exist.
Yeah,
That was a fever dream.
You found the Herbert trilogy.
I tried to look at it, but
Yeah, when
turns out they were a virus, and the phone I had at the time completely died when I tried to watch it.
that's actually a lost holy grail. The great filmmaker Jack Peterson tried to make a Hobbit series, and supposedly he went so in depth with Silmarillion lore, in injecting it into the series, that the Tolkien estate sued him because they don't want that part of the mythos adapted. They just wanted the Hobbit, and that's why like he hasn't made any movies since Bad Taste, which is a shame. I've heard it's a very good passion project. A little esoteric, and I'm not sure that like all the bits of the mythos that he put into it fit there, but interesting nonetheless.
Credit for that. He's at least trying,
Oh, fuck. Wow, that's canon now. Jackson Peter made an actual good Hobbit film. There was too much Silmarillion in it. Holy shit.
Oh my god. I guess that's like why they called it the Herbert, huh? Hoping to throw off some lawsuits.
The like Nosferatu before it, they just changed the names of a lot of things in hopes that it would avoid lawsuits. It did not.
Like that you described it as a passion project when the Hobbit movies clearly aren't.
They were a dispassion project.
That's what makes it so funny for me. Oh, jeez.
I was also find it kind of weird that they get that Spawn gave his power to a person from Narnia. That's really weird.
Yeah. I'm wondering, like, I was wondering why Amazon got the rights to both Tolkien and Narnia. I never once thought that they would try to cross the two over.
Yeah, but they haven't seemed to be having any effort in making a Narnia series.
Yeah, it's really weird. I mean, there's a sort of fun, like, meta narrative with the fact that C.S. Lewis and Tolkien were good friends. But still, weird.
I wonder if it's gonna be farther down the line where we actually go to Narnia a little bit in the series. It's pretty clear that nobody in The Lord of the Rings is all that enthused by what they did to the Narnia lady.
Mm-hmm.
Arana?
No, I think it's like Erina or something. Irana's like from that other series.
Ah! This got real meta real fast.
It did.
At least it's better than that one pilot they had, Familiar Melody.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
I
You're-
liked it.
I liked it, but like it felt like the showrunner was sort of in disarray. You know, putting way too many characters. It was like someone was trying to do the first season of Digimon Adventure, but was just struggling to bring a cast of like 18 together in an easy flowing way.
Oh.
I thought he
That sandwich scene was really fucking funny though.
Jesus Christ, all of our D&D campaigns are now canon. Does that mean Conquered Worms canon and it's an actual finished series?
Yeah. Conquered Worm, of course, had 3 really good solid seasons, and then was in cancellation limbo for over a year. But then, to the surprise of all of its fans, eventually had a final season, which was a bit rushed and jumbled, but mostly satisfying.
Hi, cats. No cat fights in front of me. What are you doing?
Good news, everyone.
Yeah.
We're not dying of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Yay. Okay. The suit is ready. Hal straps it on and looks fucking stupid.
Oh, thank God. I was worried you were going to look really stupid.
Oh yeah, we actually went through the emotion thing. So yeah, Hal's ready.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So I guess we go to the park and try this shit out. I hope that backup works.
Don't worry, Hal. Trap yet.
Okay. So
You get to the door of the bunker, and when you open it, you see Mothman lying on the ground with a kid wrapped up in his wing,
Oh,
looking exhausted,
Mothman?
scratching for hour. Did you not hear?
Scratching what?
At door,
It's a very big door.
scratching at door to get attention.
Bunker Mothman?
we're just fucking sitting in here talking about Netflix.
I mean, I imagine one of us would be at the door.
Made promise. I made promise. You gave me cheesy bread. I would show if
Can I
there
go
was
get some more
problem.
cheesy bread?
First 10 minutes, you didn't answer. Thought, they're going to think I reneged on deal. Went and grabbed kid. Brought him over here before they could get him. Kept scratching a door. I'm so tired.
Oh.
We are very sorry. We underestimated the noise proofing of this thing.
And you realize that the kid wrapped in the Mothman's wing is the entrepreneur?
Oh, not again? Is he awake?
Yeah, he's asleep. Or more accurately, he's passed out.
Okay.
And you see that there are lights in the sky.
Ah, shit,
And-
we need to go.
hover, like, eventually you see that one of the lights is moving towards you. And that is where we're leaving off.
Well, I hope the suit works.
Poor Mothman.
Because Hell picks up the Mothman and the kid and shoves everybody back in the goddamn bunker and shuts the door.
Mothman's now in the bunker with the xenopathologist. That's going to go well when we eventually go back in there.
Wait, what? Molly, wait, what?
No, he shoved everybody else back in there too. You're all in there.
Well,
Kaika
we'll play
would-
that out. We'll play that out next time. I'm making my note. And good. That's our leaving off spot.
Kaika would have refused.
Well, right now we are ending on. You guys look up and a UFO is heading toward. What you do about it, we will
Cliffhanger
role
time.
play next session. So I'm making that note. I will remind you when next session happens,
Yeah.
so you can role play your reactions.
I love the fact that when we first met Mothman, you took great pains to stress you cannot trust this guy. He has his own agenda. He is not on your side. He is just useful sometimes. And all of our response has just been collectively, whatever you say, BFF.
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording because I do have to hop off and go take a shower and get ready for bed. So
Well, I am establishing that as a proper trickster, Mothman abides by his deals.